we would just give you a brief about this entire chain of events set to unfold over the next 1 week. I am sure all of you are thrilled to participate and experience every event to the fullest. The entire event is divided into 6 days, today being the first. Multiple events like seminars by our guest speakers, workshops by experts, film screenings, sports competitions, on the spots, and some special live musical jam sessions have been planned. In addition, time to time we have some flashy flash mobs and yummy food stalls planned already.
So, the whole idea to this event is to break our daily routine and replenish ourselves with the energy that will nourish our body, mind, and soul. I sincerely hope that each one of us enjoys this event to the fullest. This festival also serves a very important function, that is to meet the students, the faculty, and the other members of VESCOA outside the classrooms and form a new strong relationships with each one of them. The formation of the teams and participating in this event is a part of those teams will ensure that this happens very effectively. I'm sure that these periodic events like these are the icebreakers so that we all come together and enjoy VESCO family.
I would now like to ask Dhruv Takle to introduce the Student Council and also the event set to unfold over the next entire week.
Hello everyone. A very good morning to all the speakers present here, to all my faculty members and all of my friends present here. So I'm here to give you all a gist about Shunya 5.0. As we know that every year we have a theme which has been selected for Shunya, and this year we have a unique theme, that is traversing the city. Traverse is something which is related to the journey. It's not related, it is not something which is connected to the start or the end or the byproduct, but it focuses more to the journey and the way that you achieve that. And it is something which is more related to exploring the unexplored. Just for example, our council, they tried to explore their unexplored limits to make this event a success. So as we all know that the first 3 days were for sports, where all of our students members, all of the students played multiple games. On the fourth day, that is today, we'll be having enlightening speakers here who will be giving us, who will be here to speak about the seminars which has been mentioned there. Later, it has been followed by the food stall, which will be held in the 1-hour break, followed by the on-the-spot session. That is on day 5, day 6, and day 7 of Shunya. It'll be focusing on VESCOA hands-on, that is on workshops. And these workshops are being divided into 2 parts, that is 1-day workshop and 2-day workshop. And on daily basis, the day will start with a workshop, and then it'll end with jamming session and on-the-spots. As you all can see that the 1 hour in the morning, that is from 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock, is for team building session, where all the members of the team are supposed to discuss their plan and their strategy to make sure that their team wins. I hope that all the team leaders and the team captains make sure that there is healthy competition, because at the end of the day, we all are a single family. And on the last day, we have cultural event. Also, we have farewell, which has been organized for our alumni batch. The days are also being divided according to the dress code. The whole thing is also being shared with you all so that you can follow the dress code. Next. As we all know that the whole college has been divided into 10 groups, which has been named by a respective architect, and there'll be pointer system which is being done, and there is a panel of faculty members who will be keeping a record of all the points. So you all can go through this. We have been briefed we have been given a brief to your team captains as well. Next slide. These are some of the group details, as in there is a hierarchy within the team. There is always a captain, which is from 5th year. We have a vice captain from 3rd year, and we have team members from 2nd year and all of the years. Next. This is our team. I would like to introduce you all to our team. This team has been divided according to the requirements of Shunya. That could be either material procurement. There is a team which organizes and holds workshops for seminar. You all can go through this and make sure that you contact the authority which has been given. All right. Thank you.
We begin with the seminar series for the day. Today we have with us four esteemed speakers who will be giving us lectures on varied topics. We have architect Ajay Tonpe sir and architect Shivang Rajveer sir, who would be introducing us to BIM. Our second speakers for the day is Shefali Vaidya ma'am, who will be giving a lecture on personality development. The third speaker is Yashomati Nandan Das sir. He is from the Hare Krishna movement. We would have these three sessions, which would be of 45 minutes each, and they would be followed by a 15-minute question and answer session. So I would request all the students to hold on to the questions till the end of each lecture. I would now like to introduce our first speakers for today. Architect Ajay Tonpe, the visionary founding partner of Beyond Design, with 24 years of experience and 15 million square feet of projects. He leads in creating cutting-edge design, integrating technology and sustainability. Passionate about innovation, Ajay sir uses 3D modeling, virtual reality, and advanced energy simulation tools to streamline workflows and deliver sustainable projects. Committed to the future of architecture, his expertise shapes buildings that are both functional and socially responsible. Architect Rajveer, the visionary founder of Dimension Plus, is a fervent advocate of BIM, Building Information Modeling, and an ardent explorer of cutting-edge technologies. With a keen eye for innovation, he spearheads the company's commitment to revolutionizing the architecture and construction industry. Sir's passion for BIM and his curiosity towards emerging technologies drive the firm's mission to deliver unparalleled solutions, transforming the way projects are envisioned, designed, and executed. Under his leadership, Dimension Plus stands at the forefront of shaping the future of the industry. I would now like to invite both our speakers on stage to deliver the lecture.
Hi friends, morning. अरे खाना खाया कि नहीं? ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं हुआ? अरे जरा जोर से बोलो. गुड मॉर्निंग. Hi. Good, that's the energy. Because the topic what we are taking is sometimes the people who are into design, अपने ग्रुप में रहता है ना डिजाइनर, वो बेचारा बोर हो जाएगा. Because there is always in among ourselves, there are people who love to design and there are people who love to use the technology. So today is the first day when we are going to talk about the technology embracement while you are designing. So designer has to understand, he's going to get the tool to design better way or give a better visualization, and अपने प्रोफेसर को आप आपका डिज़ाइन प्रॉपरली कन्विंस कर सकते हो. आज ये प्रोफेसर्स है, कल वो क्लाइंट होता है, वो याद रखना.
प्रोफेसर्स थोड़े सॉफ्ट होते हैं, क्लाइंट नहीं होते हैं, वो भी याद रखना.
एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, आज आपके मार्क्स है, आज आप गिव अप करते हो, बोलते हो चलो जाने दो, गिव अप, आज नहीं करना है, केटी ले लेंगे, नेक्स्ट ईयर करेंगे. रियल लाइफ में ये नहीं होता है. तो इसके लिए हमें डिज़ाइन अपने जो कॉलेज में 5 साल हम लोग बिता रहे हैं, मेक श्योर लर्न एवरीथिंग आउट ऑफ इट, मैंने आपका कॉलेज के बाहर कैंपस देखा just now. I'm very impressed the way you are doing a hands-on experience, the way you done those bamboo structures, those details. Trust me, that's the real life world. And if you are building those in real life, and if you take the help of BIM, you will do the wonders.
One more thing. In colleges, you can take KT and repeat the semester. In real life, you can't, क्योंकि वो प्रोजेक्ट किसी और के पास चला जाएगा. आप नहीं बोल सकते कि जो 6 महीने घर बैठते हैं 6 महीने बाद मैं फिर से वही क्लाइंट के पास जाके वही प्रोजेक्ट ले लूँगा. नहीं होता है. So trust me, the life outside is tough. And that's why, I don't know who is present, but when I started my sessions here, I think 2 weeks back, I asked this question in my seminar that, have you envisioned your life after graduation? And nobody had the answer. And I left that class with that question, that envision your life after graduation. क्या होगा? अभी तो लेट उठते हो तो पेरेंट्स को बोल देते हो आज नहीं जाना है कॉलेज. नहीं चलेगा वो. Once you are graduate and once you are starting to work, वो लेट उठो, जल्दी उठो, मूवी देखो, सीरीज देखो, you have to be at work on time.
So let's start with our presentation. So I think मेरा introduction तो हो चुका है. So as a company we founded in 2009. In Beyond Design we started a vision with, we are 3 of us as a partners. We started our practice on our strengths, and our strengths were mainly into workplace interiors. That's how we started our practice into. Now we do various projects, right from architecture, which is for corporate offices, to IT, IAS, pharma, clinical research centers. So various projects are happening. So it's been 14 years, 300 plus projects, 1 crore plus projects designed. We have multiple awards and appreciations by clients. So now we will deep dive when we actually start working. You guys are also now doing, maybe after 2nd or 3rd year onward, you must be using CAD as your tool, right? For your presentation. Is that correct? What softwares you are using? Go ahead. जोर से बोलो. वो तो अभी चालू हुआ यार. AutoCAD यूज करते हो ना स्टार्ट लेआउट बिठाने के लिए. क्या हुआ? पेपर पेन यूज करते हो कि नहीं? पेंसिल पेपर, ग्रिड पेपर. Okay, once we do our sketches, then we start working using our, that is the first introduction to technology. We start using these 2D drawings. So everything, our designs start getting interpreted using just on 2D. We start thinking in plan. And then visualization purpose, you guys use tools like SketchUp, 3D Max, something like that. Is that correct? But it has its own drawbacks. Start thinking towards it. अगर आप आज भी सोचते हो तो जब आप ड्राइंग्स करते हो मिड लेवल पे आपको जब ड्राइंग जनरेट करके देना है आपको you have to do a basic architectural layouts, then your construction drawings. So you start making separate layouts. आप पूरा वो sheet पे एक जगह पे layout बनाते हो, दूसरे उसको copy करते हो, उसको working drawing में convert करते हो, तीसरा copy, चौथा copy, एक paper पे आप सारा ये organize करते हो. Yeah, if you're smart enough, there is something called XREF technology, which you guys may be using. But still it is a 2D. And that 2D, you take it on other platform, which is your SketchUp platform, and then you create your 3D, right? So आप पहले एक 4 दिन लेआउट बनाते हो और उसके ऊपर सिर्फ लेआउट के बारे में सोचते हो, बाजू में कुछ स्केच लाइंस मारते हो, so you are thinking, some people may think in 3D, but उसको कन्वर्ट करने के लिए आप बाद में SketchUp या Max ये टूल्स में आप लेके जाते हो.
सर एक मिनट, यहाँ पे दो और ग्लिच है. In a 2D kind of workflow, what actually happens is when we are making plan, no, when you are drawing the door, I'm damn sure your brain gives you simulation how I want my handle to be, what I want material to be this door, because we are architects, we cannot think in fragment. No, we may be drawing in fragment कि अभी plan मांगा है, plan करके दे देते हैं फटाफट लाइन मार के, बाद में देखेंगे जब मांगेंगे तब. But brain doesn't work that way. If I tell you close your eyes and think about banana, you will not think only about banana peel. No, you will think about banana skin, you will think about banana color, you will think about banana taste, you will think about, somebody will even think about cost of banana, and somebody will even think from where to get that banana. The problem with fragmented workflow is our brain is priming us to think कि ये डोर यहाँ पे प्लेस कर रहा है ना, तो ये कैसे खुलेगा, इसका क्या मटेरियल होगा, क्या हार्डवेयर होगा, क्या हैंडल होगा. वी आर स्टॉपिंग आवर ब्रेन बिकॉज ऑफ द लिमिटेशन ऑफ द टूल, कि नहीं छोड़ो अभी ये ज़रूरत नहीं है, अभी रहने दो. उसके बाद ये एक और प्रॉब्लम करता है. व्हेन यू हैव डिज़ाइन चेंज, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू हैव चेंज योर डिज़ाइन इन प्लान एंड फॉरगॉट टू अपडेट सेक्शन एंड एलिवेशन. आई एम स्टिल नॉट गोइंग टू 3D. हाउ मेनी टाइम इट हैज़ हैपेंड. Then I will have to ask faculties otherwise that plan और section के बीच में कोई relation नहीं होता है. Plan update हो चुका है, section नहीं हुआ है. Have you faced this? Somebody must have faced it. You are not bold enough to accept it. Well, my frustration was this, exactly this, when I was student of architecture. That I used to sit and draft for 5 hours, used to get 5-10 minutes to discuss my design, and then again go back and draft and update प्लान, एंड देन याद रख के सेक्शन एंड एलिवेशन. अगर भूल गया तो दूसरे दिन जो 10 मिनट मिलेंगे फैकल्टी के साथ उसमें ड्राइंग पे डिस्कशन होगा, नॉट ऑन डिजाइन. सो दिस वाज माय ओरिजिनल फ्रस्ट्रेशन, एंड दैट्स हाउ सीड ऑफ डायमेंशन प्लस केम, एंड दैट्स हाउ आई स्टार्टेड looking for a software which actually helps me doing my workflow. And then this 2D to 3D, so that is next step.
So in real life, we call, when we client calls us for invite to design certain project, there are competitions. So we call it pitching stage. आप कॉलेज में कॉन्सेप्ट स्टेज, आपको जब प्रोजेक्ट मिलता है तो आप उसको पहले इनिशियली आप कॉन्सेप्ट प्रेजेंट करते हो. तो कॉन्सेप्ट में आप आपके बेसिक आइडियाज विद द हेल्प ऑफ some sketches you present, some blocking plans, bubble diagrams, those things you plan. In real life, when we do actual pitching, that means you have to do whatever the requirements you get, you have to create actual plans, 3D out of it, and you get limited time. जैसे कॉलेज में आपको प्रेजेंटेशन सबमिशन करने के लिए मे बी 1 वीक मिलता है, रियल लाइफ में आपको मे बी 3 या 4 दिन मिलते हैं. So that is the time where you have to create almost everything, show your capability, and that's why we need a tool which we get a help in terms of understanding the costing. As Shivang said, in that presentation, client is going to ask too many questions. They will ask about the costing, they will ask about the material. So in a one time you have to think all those things. फिर आपको प्रोजेक्ट मिलता है. ये प्रॉब्लम्स कह रहे हैं हम लोग कि वहाँ क्या प्रॉब्लम है. अगर आज के डेट में आप कॉलेज में बैठे हो तो सोचो कि 3 दिन में मुझे प्रेजेंटेशन आउटपुट देना है, उसमें मुझे क्या लिमिटेशंस आ रही है. एंड वंस यू गेट द प्रोजेक्ट, आपका कॉन्सेप्ट अप्रूव होता है तो आपको चालू होता है आपका डिज़ाइन डेवलपमेंट. तो डिज़ाइन डेवलपमेंट स्टेज में जो रियल लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम होती है, वी हैव अ टीम मेंबर्स वर्किंग, maybe a large scale project, like suppose we are doing 10 lakh square feet का project, then we are going to have 3 or 4 people working on that project. उनको collaborate करना रहता है. सारे ड्राइंग एक जगह पे रखना, सर्वर पे एक लोकेशन पे रखना, सारा इंफॉर्मेशन प्रॉपरली होना, ये सारे चैलेंजेस होते हैं क्योंकि अपना टाइम नहीं तो काफ़ी कम्युनिकेशन में चला जाता है, डिज़ाइन रह जाता है बाजू में.
वहाँ पे फाइनली फाइनल, फुलेस्ट फाइनल, फाइनल फाइनल फाइनल, वैसे फाइल नेम नहीं चलते हैं रियल लाइफ में जो कॉलेज में चल जाते हैं ना. फाइनल सबमिशन, फिर होता है फाइनल फाइनल सबमिशन, फाइनली फाइनलिस्ट फाइनल सबमिशन. दोस काइंड ऑफ फाइल नेम्स डोंट वर्क इन रियल लाइफ.
ओके, सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट होता है when we do all our sketches, अपने sketches, SketchUp में आपकी ideas build करते हो आप. आपका tool majorly, I think 80-90% guys are here using SketchUp. Raise your hand whoever use the SketchUp. बस क्या बात कर रहे हो? Okay.
सर हो गया ना, सेकंड बैच चल रहा है ना आर्किकैड का.
अच्छा. So ये पॉइंट जो इम्पोर्टेंट है, आपका 3D आप स्केच करते हो, बाद में अपने को कन्वर्ट करना पड़ता है ड्राइंग में. फाइनली ड्राइंग इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो यहाँ अपना टाइम वेस्ट होता है क्योंकि आपकी आइडियाज 2Ds में आती नहीं है. ड्राइंग कुछ और दिखाता है, 3D कुछ और दिखाता है. सो रियल लाइफ में जब प्रोजेक्ट्स करते हैं इसका भी बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है. फिर ये सब करते कराते हम लोग देन वी रीच ऑन द ऑन साइट where we have to actually issue our drawings. And then what you know in on real time, suppose अपना आपका बिल्डिंग बन रहा है बाजू में, आपको पता है उसके कितने ड्राइंग्स लगेंगे, मिनिमम ड्राइंग्स to build those site, to construct that site is going to be at least 600 to 700 drawings you require to create. Now imagine to produce those drawing as a print, और वो print लेके अपने को site पे जाना है. आप अभी site visit करोगे ना, तो site visit करोगे तो ये सारे drawings लगेंगे अपने को study करने के लिए. एक floor के आपको कम से कम 30 से 40 drawing रहेंगे. वो सारा बंडल आपको हाथ में लेके site पे जाना है and coordinate, talk to contractor, उसको explain करना, उसके कुछ questions रहेंगे, उसको answer करना. In fact, contractor is also becomes lazy to carry so many drawings on site, and then on site mistakes होना चालू होता है because he keeps in his mind drawing पड़ा है, he gives certain decisions. So that's the biggest problem happens in site as a coordination. उसके बाद सबसे बड़ा और प्रॉब्लम होता है, आप साइट पे जाते हो, कुछ रिवीजन होता है. Client asks, some site condition happens, you do the revisions. R1 आता है, R2 आता है. साइट पे आप प्रिंट करके भेज देते हो. ज़रूरी नहीं है वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ने उसको इमीडिएटली उसका R0 फाड़ के फेंक दिया और ये ड्राइंग इम्प्लीमेंट किया है. एंड इट कॉस्ट अस अ लॉट. इमेजिन हम लोग सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात करते हैं यहाँ. एज अ आर्किटेक्ट, एज अ डिज़ाइनर, लेट्स हैव फर्स्ट सस्टेनेबिलिटी कि ये साइट पे जो हम लोग ड्राइंग दे रहे हैं, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर उसकी वजह से काम कर रहा है. एज अ आर्किटेक्ट वी शुड बी very much cautious कि मेरे ड्राइंग की वजह से साइट पे रीवर्क ना हो. That's the first thing for sustainability. So in Beyond Design, we faced this problem for almost 5 or 6 years. Because of that, time is money, and we need both time also and money also. Why time? Because otherwise I won't get a time to think for my design. Finally, design is a priority. एंड बाकी इसके लिए हमें ऐसे टूल्स चाहिए थे कि जिससे कि मेरा ये डिज़ाइन के लिए ज़्यादा टाइम मिले. एंड ये सारा जो प्रिंटिंग कर रहा हूँ, मेरे डुप्लीकेशन ऑफ काम हो रहा है, आई डोंट वांट दैट. सो वी कॉल्ड इट व्हाई नॉट हैव अ पेपरलेस कंस्ट्रक्शन टेक्नोलॉजी और मेथडोलॉजी इन आवर इंडस्ट्री. Entire world other than construction industry is moving, embracing the IT technology to the core. They are innovating in that, and construction industry is the only industry which is lethargic in terms of adapting the technology for that. So we thought, why not use in design, construction, and facility management. So this is most important. As architect, I think everybody understands the sketch. Whenever there is a one central model, that is a sketch you consider, that sketch or whatever the model I'm creating, it should give me the information about concept. I should develop a concept in that model. Same model can be used for 3D. Same model I should be able to use for design development. Then for my services, like my consultant is going to design his AC, electrical, everything has to be used same model by them. I can take out the quantities out of it. I should do the GFCs, my construction drawings out of it. And finally, when the construction happens, my handing over document is the same model. So that my client uses that as a model. Why model? Model I'm using as a word because it's a real-time 3D replica of the whatever is we are going to construct. As a client, he is always a layman. Nobody understands our 2D drawings. They are not technically, qualified to read the drawings. But when they see visually that 3D model, they understand. So why not have a 3D model which can be understood by all people, including architect, contractors, contractor का, वो mason, जिसको ड्राइंग पढ़ने को नहीं आता है लेकिन वो आपको पूरा टेक्निकल इन्फॉर्मेशन बता सकता है कि प्रोडक्ट में लगता क्या है, लेकिन अगर उसको विजुअल इनपुट दे लोग तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से काम कर सकता है. So that's where we came idea, why not a BIM? BIM is the technology. It's a process. Building information modeling is a process. It's not a software. It's a process. So why not adapt this process, which will help us to save the time. So we started our journey in 2017 for the BIM. First thing, we evaluated a lot of softwares ourselves with my team members. आपके जैसे फ्रेशर आर्किटेक्ट्स थे मेरे पास, उन्होंने काफ़ी सॉफ्टवेयर्स एक्सप्लोर किए थे. वी ट्राइड इम्प्लीमेंटिंग दैम. वी सॉ एज अ ऑफिस, आप जब आपकी खुद की प्रैक्टिस करोगे या कोई ऑफिस में जाओगे, पहला सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है कि वो सॉफ्टवेयर सीखने के लिए कैसा है. इज इट अडाप्टेबल बाय एनीबडी एंड एवरीबडी? इट हैज़ टू बी ईजी टू लर्न. सेकेंड थिंग, उसका कॉस्ट, how much it is going to cost me, the license fees. आज की डेट में आपके पास जो सॉफ्टवेयर्स है वो आपको स्टूडेंट वर्जन में एज अ लाइसेंस यू गेट इट काइंड ऑफ अ फ्री, बट व्हेन यू कम इनटू द रियल लाइफ सॉफ्टवेयर हैज़ कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन दैट. सो ये दो पैरामीटर. एंड थर्ड वन इज द सर्विस. फाइनली जब आप कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर खरीदते हो या यूज़ करते हो, वहाँ अपने को कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम आएगा, तो हु इज़ गोइंग टू सॉल्व दैट? So these are the parameters which we have to evaluate. We done those evaluation. We got Shivang in that journey. During that we met him. He's a guy who is selling a BIM software called ArchiCAD. We met him. He gave us the confidence to us. He is there. First thing what I like, this particular software is sold by an architect. So he knows the pain point of the, as an architect, अपने practice में अपने को problem क्या है वो उसको पता है. Because he himself also practices. So we started our journey. So most important in this particular journey, जिस organization में join करते हैं उनके जो top heads है, like in my organization, I took that pain कि मुझे ये service apply करनी है, मुझे BIM process को implement करना है. I know because of that we had a challenges in our organization जहाँ हमारे training चलती थी. हमारे करंट लाइव प्रोजेक्ट्स थे वो थोड़े स्लो हो गए क्योंकि इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करने के बाद काफ़ी ग्लिचेस आई, प्रॉब्लम्स आई. शिवांग के साथ डे नाइट हम लोग झगड़ते थे. वी यूज टू सॉल्व दोज प्रॉब्लम, बट एट द टॉप लेवल वी टुक अ डिसीजन, वी हैव टू डू इट एंड वी डन दैट. एंड उसके लिए पहले तो एज अ एंटायर टीम बिटवीन मी एंड माई टीम वी डन आवर ओन माइंड कंडीशनिंग. क्योंकि आपका भी आप ऑटोकैड यूज़ कर रहे हो या स्केचअप यूज़ कर रहे हो तो यू आर सो हुक टू इट. एंड सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम अपने लाइफ में है चेंज. वी डू नॉट एक्सेप्ट चेंज. आपको एक कुछ आदत लग गई कि मुझे ये मेथड से करना कंफर्टेबल है, आपको कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर आने के लिए बहुत तकलीफ होती है. सो दिस इज वेयर वी
लव फॉर कंफर्ट जोन, फियर ऑफ अननोन.
Yeah, that's another important part. So this is what, as a team, we decided, let's come out of it, let's challenge ourselves, accept this change. तो जैसे ही हमने डिसाइड किया हाँ ये करना है, तो मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट इज ट्रेनिंग. सो हमने पहले ट्रेनिंग कंप्लीट की हमारी. That was a time, I think Diwali was, October.
First October we started and you asked a question, कल 2nd October है क्या करेंगे? मैंने बोला मैं छुट्टी नहीं चाहता. आपने बोला हाँ हम भी नहीं चाहते. तो we continued on 2nd October also. It was a national holiday but we were going on. And in fact I remember because it was 2nd October and you had planned it as a leave. So that day we took entire day session.
Yeah. So yaha the biggest challenge was, okay, I understand my team, we used to take a training In the night, I used to go back, whatever the training he used to train, I used to practice on that because
And
some
we used to have video calls. We both are sitting with our respective refreshments and we are talking about ArchiCAD. ऐसा हुआ है रात को.
Then we started working on a small project. See, immediately implementation नहीं होता है. कोई भी आप change करते हो, don't expect कि कल result आ जाए. Is always going to be a patience. You have to be patient for your output. तो हमारा पहले था छोटे projects लिए जो complete किए थे, वो BIM process में हमने implement किए. We had a dip in terms of our productivity, but then we know कि I'll show you how much time we started saving afterwards. Now, if you see now, we have completed almost 500 to what? All the projects which are from 500 square feet to 10 lakh square feet projects are going to be done in BIM. So everything is basically a central server we have right now, where all the projects are saved. So our offices are in Mumbai, Pune, Goa, then Ahmedabad we have a couple of guys, Delhi we have one guy. So now everybody is accessing from one location. That's another thing where, you know, we don't have a duplication of data. Now our 45 people sitting all across places can work from, you know, that central server they access and work on that project. So now it is not needed, you have to have one office and all the team member has to be in one location. So that's a new change for us because of this technology. Now this is very important as our office, what we learn, and a lot of our friends ask, is it easy? So we definitely say no, it was not easy because of the, you know, resistance to the change. So as a team member, always remember, and myself also, you know, got reminded, and always think myself, change is always going to be difficult, but accept it. If it is for good, accept it, train, practice, and that change will help you to, you know, to come to the new level.
To such an extent that sometimes for some softwares, if I am hesitant to bring it to India or not, is the industry ready or not, Ajay sir is the person who tells me, तू लाना, हम start करते हैं, test करते हैं, देखते हैं. For more than 3 such softwares after ArchiCAD, he pushed me, let's do it, get it. We'll implement it on our project and let's see the result and show the country the results. So he is that open for technology. I mean, anything new he finds out, we discuss, and then he pushes me, Jana leke aa baat kar, let's start this, using it. So
ये ग्राफ दिमाग में रखो. ये this is a graph related to BIM, but just don't. This is not the graph only for BIM. It's you know, anything and everything this can
in life,
be
yes.
applied.
Anything and everything in life, this graph will apply. Anything that you are doing, and then you just change the words and this applies.
See, if you see the red graph is where actually your BIM process you implement. So आप नया कुछ करते हो तो वो लाल लाइन है. फिर आपका पहले का एक प्रोसेस होता है जो आपको पता है कि उससे मेरा ज़्यादा टाइम जाने वाला है, तो दैट इज़ अ ब्लैक डॉटेड लाइन व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. लेकिन एक काम करने के एक पैनिक अटैक आ जाता है, छोड़ना है यार, क्यों करना है, I'll go back to my original method. And that's where that panic attack comes and you spend more time to do that. And please understand, this is real life story. You know, don't look at it as only BIM, but implement this. वो panic attack वाला point है, अगर हमने उसको cross किया, then we start saving time. And this is exactly what happened with the Beyond Design. We managed to overcome that panic attack. And because of that, ek to we saved our time, our design, we got more time to design, our design quality has increased, and we also saved money in the process. I quickly take you through the processes, what happens. You guys see, this is when I was talking 600 drawings or 700 drawings. There is a project which is we are doing that kind of building. We have so many drawings to produce. You know, so many separate drawings to keep a track. मतलब एक बंदा मुझे separate रखना है जो खाली ये drawing को track करे. But using a BIM, there is only one file. So all the files remains part of that
So
information.
we can call it CAD versus virtual building. So BIM is technical word, but more architectural word to it is virtual building. You build virtually before you build actually. That is what you have to always think when you are working with BIM software. What will be my detail? How this building is going to get constructed on site? If you always keep reminding yourself site पे क्या होता है, तो वो BIM software में हो जाएगा.
So BIM also has a method where, your first initial idea, which is concept ideas, which is a clay model, we start. So it is possible to do in that. क्योंकि आपका क्वेश्चन है, अरे मेरा वो स्केचअप नहीं चल रहा है, वो कैसे करूँ? So it is possible, but please understand, this is not just a push-pull model, it has a information. क्योंकि आप जैसे स्केचअप करते हैं, पहले कॉन्सेप्ट मॉडल लेके आते हैं, प्रोफेसर क्या पूछता है, इसका एरिया स्टेटमेंट क्या है, साइट पे बैठ रहे क्या, सेटबैक कितना है, ओके एरिया स्टेटमेंट दिखाओ. तो वो इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए आप वापस उसका एरिया अलग से निकालते हो, कैलकुलेट, अरे ये तो मेरा कॉन्सेप्ट गलत हो गया क्योंकि मेरा मॉडल दिख रहा था लेकिन एरिया ज़्यादा जा रहा है. सो अगेन यू रीवर्क. But this particular software, with the help of that, you are getting that live data along with that. So your sketches are going on, your technical data like areas, information like basic costing, everything is happening simultaneously with that. So that is the first start of the BIM. So there is a information in that model. So building has a information in that model. Initial is a concept model. So concept model needs a data like whatever the heights, stories, areas, and based on the area, you can have a cost. And once your concept is done, you have to convert into actual data like you have to design, you have to develop your walls, put more information, furnitures and interior कर रहे हो तो और ज़्यादा details add करने पड़ते हैं. So those are also possible in the software. There are right now a lot of softwares and AI tool. You must be hearing all AI as a word. It's a buzzword, but it's not a buzzword more. It is actually getting in reality. If you see this, with a sketch model, there is a command used for BIMify is one of the command by this software, and it converts into information model. So whatever the sketch walls, like your SketchUp, why I'm again and again telling, because you guys relate to that. और 2D में आप वो 2 लाइन मारते हो और उसको वॉल बोलते हो लेयर में, वो वॉल को इन्फॉर्मेशन कोई नहीं है, एक ही इन्फॉर्मेशन है, सिर्फ लेंथ. लेकिन यहाँ इन्फॉर्मेशन ऐड होती है उसकी हाइट, विड्थ, एरिया एंड द मटीरियल. So those kind of information starts coming into the model. So if you see this sketch, we are doing a skyscraper building, then you need a lot of information because you are creating massings and everything. But simultaneously, side by side, you're getting your home story and area statement along with that. This is the advantage of using a BIM platform.
I have an Indian example of this. Our very own MBPT project, Mumbai Port Trust. They have done using only 2 tools, Zone and Morph. So this is Morph. Morph gives you floor-wise area and quantities, and Zone is for zoning. See, entire MBPT project is submitted using those 2 tools only, with entire area table and everything. So this is like Indian example.
So when we do interiors, certain concepts, so we get to do all these things in a, this is just an hour's job, but we were able to take quick decisions. And when we do that, we immediately render them out. So interiors is more of a visual information you have to give. Your concept has to be presented with the help of, these renders to client. So those are also pretty quick. So उसके बाद होता है अपना डिज़ाइन डेवलपमेंट स्टेज चालू होता है. डिज़ाइन डेवलपमेंट में मैंने आपको जैसे कहा, we have a team of people. We work around 8 to 10 people. It starts with minimum 2 to 3 people to 10 people. Maximum 10 people we collaborate together. And that's where if the people are sitting all across, then information has to be exchanged. तो आप कैसे भेजोगे? या तो phone करोगे, दूसरा आप क्या करोगे? Email लिखोगे, वो drawing में कुछ revision cloud mark करके mail पे भेजोगे. अभी दिन में अभी for me I get at least 400 or 500 emails per day. एक project के 10 mail वो खोल के कब देखूँ? And when I'm traveling, so I have to collaborate with my team. I have to inform them कि please do these changes. Client ने ये बोला है और site condition में ये add करना है या मुझे कुछ दिमाग में ये नया idea है. So these are things we need to collaborate. So this BIM software gives us the platform where within the software only you can, collaborate. So this is the example. It is showing interior project where, there are certain ideas about the furniture. I want to get it changed. So on the iPad or any phone regular, you put the information message over there. Whoever is working on that particular file in the office, he is just working on the project, he gets the message over there, and within the file only he does those changes. So you're saving time. आप दूसरा software नहीं, वो email नहीं खोल रहे हो, वहाँ वापस देख के वो कहाँ file है. Now this is very small example. Imagine a project which is a million square feet project. You have to find where we have to do, open that file, do those changes, again send back. It's a pain. But if you follow BIM process, it will be easy for you to do this. So this is where we start saving time and making less mistakes in our design. Along with during the design development, we have to do energy modeling as well. So this software, whatever the model you have created, using same model, you can do your all analysis, heat analysis, wind load analysis, wind analysis, everything can be done on this particular model itself. It can be a basic, Shivang, and I'm still in learning phase of this. There are definitely higher output and much more
We are
clarity.
starting from day after tomorrow, the sessions. So, but we are starting. I mean, the tool has capacity to even get quantities to be submitted for lead certification. That is what we were reading. Now me and Ajay sir will go through the training starting from 1st of August. Let's see, 2nd of August.
Along with that, this model finally goes, once we develop, my consultant needs to do their calculations. Like HVAC consultant has to do his own heat load calculations. Electrical consultant needs that room data, how many workstations. So these kind of things can be done using model base instead of, experience. In our part of the world is more of a Excel, consultant uses Excel, like heat load calculation. I asked my consultant, have you taken a microclimate in consideration? Have you taken a consideration of shading devices, what is happening? Because we are into interiors. Consultant, छोड़ना यार, वो हमारा thumb rule है, हम लोग दे देते हैं, वो तेरे को problem नहीं है. I said, because of that, if my office building has to be designed, say, for 100 tons, why can't I design in 90 tons? And why I should waste that 10 tons? Do a proper study. So his answer was, you keep on changing the drawings. I have to keep on working back again. That it is impossible with that time. So I understand their pinpoint, and because of that, we end up using our experience and thumb rules and design. That's not the right way. Right way, whatever the changes, rework on that. With the help of them, any changes happens, that model can recalculate, because we are not going to do, software is going to do those calculations and we will get the correct data. Consultant will, based on that data, he will suggest the right system and design. See, projects like you guys may be knowing now, data centers are booming in India in terms of, it's a world of data now, and data centers are coming up like anything in India. So this is another project which we are doing in Mumbai, and that's where a lot of services and coordination happens. Timeline is critical again in this. If I don't use this 3D methodology, then there will be a lot of rework on site, understanding issues. So we collaborate with the consultant using this particular platform with client. Client has a lot of technical people. They ask lot many questions. Some consultants, see again I'm telling, other than architects, visualization for other team members becomes difficult. So if you have a visual tools like this, then decision making becomes very easy. It's not only a design. What we call this particular phase, we always need a design हो चुका होता है. यहाँ services आती है. This is the phase where validation is important. जो भी हम लोग design कर रहे हैं, whether it is as per rule, standards for safety. So all those things, we call it design validation. So design validation in terms of 3D becomes very easy and comfortable. Because all types of rules, like if I'm seeing services with a lot of colors, now this is the plumbing services, we are seeing in colors. Fire paths, we are able to see through that. These are the reports, whatever generating as a clash, or there are some design issues, we talk through that. So imagine this is with the 2D platform very difficult. Then again, most important aspect, again visual. We as architects, until we have a visual, it's just a 2D drawing elevation doesn't work. Right now, world of 3D. Okay, my client also, when they come to our office, they see their spaces in the VR. So same model we are putting into the VR part. So it is going through the virtual reality. Client is seeing the actual spaces, he's debating on that, talking about the materials and taking the final decision over here. So this is becoming a kind of a new norm now. Now this doesn't restrict only at design stage, this can happen at the construction phase as well. This is for you guys to understand. There is a little technical word, GPU rendering versus CPU rendering. I'm sure you guys will Google and learn more out of it. But today, for as an architect, if we want just a basic visualization to, convince our client, we are not as an architect, we are we have to just give our output, good enough output to explain our design. If somebody needs a very professional output for marketing content, it's always a CPU rendering. But currently, GPU rendering is as good as CPU rendering, but the time saving.
I want to add something here.
Yeah.
This entire thing started when we architects started to, think that our render should also be like those developer brochures. They don't need to. Our renders are to explain our spaces and our ideas. We don't need those glossy renders like, developer's website or developer's brochure. So this is what is important. When you save time, when you use right technology, like same view, same design, and you will see the time difference.
So some around 15 to 20 images. This is just a rendering process we have shown. आप command दबाते हैं render, वो render हो रहा है, एक image का यहाँ 15-20 renders हो गए. And again, this particular is within one software. This is separate software. आपका design development stage होने के बाद आपको site पर you have to go through a tender process. आपको drawings देने हैं, BOQs देने हैं, specifications देनी है. So same model, because your design is developed over there, so your quantities becomes pretty easy and it's kind of automated. So if you see, this is an interior project where I'm selecting the workstations and my quantity of these furnitures are, it's a piece of cake. I'm not calculating 1, 2, 3 and all those things. And this can be exported to Excel directly. And my specification team uses, plug those quantities and my bill of quantity with the specification is ready. See, this partition quantity on the right hand side with the help of Excel is ready. So that's the speed we get. So more time for design again. Now, going forward, because our office is in multi-location, we can't export on Excel. We want real-time data how it is. So my data goes on cloud again. So this particular data is pushed on the project, which is Excel quantities are put in the cloud, that is on internet somewhere. And that data is exported there. Project name is given. Now if you see, those quantities have come over here with the specifications. So this is the speed what you get. So collaboration becomes easy. These are the BOQs which we generate, proper format. Otherwise, आपको मालूम है Excel में change करना कि कभी-कभी वो सारा format proper होना, numbering होना, spelling mistakes, all these are the problems. Now they are gone. To speed up the work, BIM has a lot of advantages where we can create a lot of tools. These softwares gives something called API, so which supports us to build our own tool and run within the software and further enhance your speed. So we build our own tools inside the ArchiCAD and use. Like selection tool we have created to select the objects within the software, in our building. Because if the project is humongous scale, then selecting particular element becomes a process. It takes time. Though it is faster, but still we wanted to increase our speed and we came up with these tools. Then we start actually on site. We done tenders, we gave the quantities, now we go into the construction. Imagine construction, whatever, when you are going to do a GFC, it comes in so many layers. This is one of the enzyme is the guy who is working on such a large scale project and showing so many layers. There is a facade, then there is a structures, services, everything within that same model and information is getting extracted on site. Whoever consultant or whoever is the contractor, he will use that information.
And if your model is ready and without error, creating this view doesn't take more than 15 minutes. It is just 15 minutes work. If your model is error free. So this exploded axonometries don't take more than 15-20 minutes.
I'm showing services are very, very important part of architecture. A beautiful design are not just to be a beautiful design, they have to be practical, functional, and everlasting. And for that, service is important. So this is one of the project hospital where the BIM is really helping us in terms of creating services, because this is the project where services are very important and critical. Can you see there is a clash, duct and sprinkler was going that, so that visual help also we get. This is, trust me, this is as an architect, it's our job to supervise the services and give it to contractor, this is how I want my services. We can't say that consultant ka job hai. Consultant will design, but as an architect to take care of aesthetics of it, services also becomes a important feature in our design. They are also aesthetically beautiful. So we have to plan them properly.
In simple words, when client comes to us, he is the client, we are the designer, he gives the brief. When consultants comes in the picture, we have to become client, give him brief that this is what I want. And they have to design according to our architect's requirements. And then we have to take all this and give it to client. That is what our role is as project in charge.
Some other, we call it power of BIM. This field of BIM is not only related to our day-to-day project, it's much beyond that. A lot of avenues have opened because of this process. On site, now there is something called augmented reality is coming up. most important is again and again visualization. Your drawings, 2D data, interpretation may go horribly wrong. But if you do a 3D visualization like these, just scan and your actual site and whatever the objects you have created in a BIM platform, they get overlapped and you know how your services are going to be within the software. It's not only services. When you're doing project for hospitality, your finishes, how you're going to fit in that, how it is going to look, those all things can help. Architecturally, how the facade is going to be there, structure is going to seen. So at site level also you can, take it. Again, this is all paperless. Somebody wants to get into, the project. These are the documentation projects where we have to imagine these kind of projects. You want to document, do every bit of measurement and convert how much manas will go. And still it may not be correct, 100%. But there are technologies which are now coming as a scanning. Once you scan, then you convert into a model, and then all drawings are possible. So imagine our entire heritage, if we are able to convert like this, how much data we will get to study, and we can study much more in depth about our architecture and learn more.
We have another case study. This will happen. I don't know will it be publicly available in public domain or not, but HCP is doing point cloud scan for North Block and South Block currently. Yeah, Delhi. Because they have to convert it to museums. So they are doing point cloud surveys. I'm not sure it will ever be shared in public domain or not, but they are doing it is, I know.
But I think this is what I am telling, we need as whoever conservation architect and who is doing document, they should come up with this data and let it be in public domain for kids to use.
Yeah,
explore.
maybe put it behind some login or
Yes.
something where you give OTP and at least you know the identity who is accessing. But yes, I am also of an opinion that North Block, South Block kind of a building, if they are doing point cloud and not sharing with students or at least academicians, that is not right way.
Imagine history, if we learn, we can't visit all the places, right?
Exactly.
In history.
Exactly. You have point cloud of every building, and then you can, just imagine a situation where you have world map and then you click that and then there is a point cloud of that heritage building available and you are studying it, cutting sections, checking it. It should be there.
See, practitioners, like somebody will say, I want to be designing small bungalows. Somebody will say, I want to design large scale buildings. So BIM is a process from single practitioner to, multi-user. This is the power of BIM, which helps you to, be a single practitioner, do a projects like such a nice buildings, explain the design, not only basic like 2Ds, but explain with isometrics and this kind of information. Is amazing thing to happen. No 2D drawings. This is the most challenging projects, hospitality. हम लोग जब होटल इंडस्ट्री के प्रोजेक्ट्स देखते हैं वहाँ डिटेलिंग इतनी हैवी होती है, मटेरियल नॉलेज इज रिक्वायर्ड, एंड वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को साइट पे समझाना, उसको अलग अलग पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशंस देने पड़ती है, ये मटेरियल्स है, ये मटेरियल लिस्ट है, ये एलिवेशंस में यहाँ मटेरियल लगेगा, ये कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स से ये कॉन्टैक्ट पॉइंट है, वो मटेरियल कहाँ से, बहुत डेटा लगता है. But with the help of BIM, everything information is within the model.
And moreover, cost bhi lagta hai because for hospitality they have to create mock-up rooms. So every room they will have to create exactly the way it has to be created.
Imagine करो आपको 100 section देने पड़े 2 दिन में, दे पाओगे? So if you have something tool like this, you design, you complete your model properly, let contractor take the section and build as per his need. We have seen, Shivang was showing me, in Gujarat there are a lot of kids are using this ArchiCAD as a BIM platform and they're creating such a stunning work.
This student was this student is right now practicing in Hyderabad. She started her own practice now.
So more important, this kid must have taken a time to design. See, all presentations is a byproduct. It should be at the back of mind. Our tool should help us to create the presentation. We should not be, putting more time in presentation and less time on design. That's the belief we have to have. So that is why BIM will help us in doing those things.
That is what we do. I mean, that is where I focus at, that giving you all reliable technology. So eventually you can focus more on designing buildings rather than focusing on, "Arey, mere 10 drawing, arey, mere 50 drawing." Don't focus there. Focus on creating the building. Drawing should be byproduct, not the product.
I'll take you through, the way I handle project. Now this is a real-time, real-life work I do. These are all my projects. There are many more over here. There are few projects like, on site, this particular file goes with an iPad, iPhone, or regular phone, any Android device, or your laptop, or site desktop. Why laptop, or why iPad or phone? Because it's a handheld device. When you're going on a site with a paper, instead of you carry your iPad or any handheld device, and your all drawings are together. Entire information is available, all layers, and this is 2D data, but it is connected to 3D, so it's data actually captured from 3D. First time it generally, if the file is heavy, it takes a little time, but your file is ready. So imagine this particular project which we have done, entire thing is done in 3D, so visualization is not a problem. This is when I was talking about information, आप बोलोगे अरे क्या बोल रहे information? This is the information. In this project, I wanted to have information which fabric we have used. Because this is very important data. So it comes over there. Then there are manufacturer data, contact points, everything can be a part of this. Now this is a full model. You see and using this particular technology, now you can do, latestly I think we can do a sunpath analysis within the software.
Now, yes, now on the same BIMX, I think, sir, in this, yeah, you can do that also now. Date and time. Yeah, that's your north, yeah, but you can do according to date and time also. And we don't have this daylight saving time in India, so you can switch that off.
Yeah.
We still don't have it.
So a lot of possibilities are there. Put your data, north, easting. I haven't done in that earlier part. Now check the scale of this project.
I was at this place, I was just passing by last week, and it is magnificent.
So entire model is with client. Which services? Advantage क्या है उसके लिए? Facility management. वो आप जैसे ही project handover होने के बाद आपको drawings देनी पड़ती है. So what do you do? As an architect, we whatever constructed on site, we issue in terms of drawings. That is DWG or PDF. Consultants उसके सारे services के drawing वो form में देता है. उसका advantage क्या है? क्यों लगता है वो? Site पे कुछ issues हुए. To find that error, what happened in the design that time? Where is the location of that thing? तो आप क्या करते हो फिर वो facility manager वो drawing खोलता है, उसमें देखता है, लेकिन उसको कुछ majorly समझता नहीं है कि location क्या. He called technical guy who understand drawing. Then he goes on site, find out, okay, चलो example, let's talk about एक light fixture खराब हुआ है. किसी ने बोल दिया ये light fixture change करना है. तो पहला डेटा कौन से फ्लोर पे हुआ है, कौन से कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट है, उसका वारंटी क्या है, इसके लिए क्या क्या खोलेंगे, ड्राइंग ओपन करेंगे, एज बिल ड्राइंग ओपन करने के बाद वारंटी गारंटी सर्टिफिकेट्स ओपन करोगे, उसके लिए कोई एक्सेल रहेगा, फिर वेंडर का कॉन्टैक्ट के लिए एक्सेल अलग रहेगा. इतना सारा डेटा अपने को ओपन. But with the help of model, the way I showed you.
One more, I will add one more complexity because that's what we are facing in the building I stay. The vendor who supplied the firefighting system and the guy who installed the firefighting system are two different people. And because we had no BIM model, it was all drawing based, the guy who installed firefighting system extracted our juices on the name of AMC for 1 year. And there was no option. So I was also part of committee. I told the committee that we don't have any option because we don't have data for maintenance. We have to go with him for 1 year and let me handle him. I'll start extracting all data from him. You know, I'll start extracting by their drawings दे their installation के, by their जो भी data है installation का, model number है, whatever it is. I started gathering it by various means and ways. कभी दोस्त बन के, कभी गुस्सा करके. And then we had it, then we had to throw him out and we then had to appoint another person for AMC. And the charges for AMC is like, that guy was charging us 100% more of the real AMC charges. Because he had our arm twisting, no? We had no data. We never knew where the firefighting lines are going or where it is actually all the systems are working.
So this is like services. For services also we are using this particular services. Contractor knows मेरे ceiling के ऊपर क्या होने वाला है. So you know this kind of data we can produce just with the help of single model. This is not too much of work. It's just a process. You just design, software will help you to create all this thing. I think that's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you. If we have no question, I have just one off-topic advice. I was seeing lot of you were feeling sleepy and lot of you dozed off also. So technically you have to work on your day routine. Just do 3 things. Drink lot of water. Have some breathing exercise so your brain gets enough oxygen. And third and most important thing, stop using your phone before it is time for you to sleep, at least 1 hour in advance. Because that white light is not letting your brain sleep. And that's why you sleep during session. So 3 things, water, oxygen, and no phones at least for 1 hour before you sleep. And probably next time you will not doze off.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Architect Ajay Tonpe, sir, and Shivang Rajveer for such an inspiring presentation and simplifying the entire process and methodology of construction right from the concept stage to the final stage, how it can be done and processed in BIM, and also connecting it to the real world applications. So it was truly a very inspiring presentations, and I'm sure all our students are motivated and they will be using this BIM. They have already been using BIM, but they will be using the BIM in more advanced format in their upcoming projects as well. So we open this to a question and answer round.
Would it be possible to see all of this process happening live on some site visit or something? We could definitely probably collaborate because students are learning the software. And once they see on site the use of it, I think their faith and confidence will increase.
Ajay sir's office is still there, but I would say
Best क्यों घर में है तेरे? Your project which is happening over here, convert into BIM.
Yeah.
He is the one who will give the entire process, convert into BIM, right from design stage to execution and handing over. You will be able to 1.5 years timeline. इसमें complete हो जाएगा. That's the right way.
So that is what I was coming to, that even if you go and see his office or any other office which is using BIM in their project, you cannot be there for 1.5 years. It's a longer process. So let's say you visit one day, you will see design happening, conceptual design happening. Then then what? I mean, you will say, okay, sir, हम अब 3 महीने बाद आते हैं.
No, I'm talking about when actually the work is going on site and we see the application, real life application, the use of contractors. Yes.
Contractors.
Yes.
So that's the thing. I think the best way for you guys to do, apply on the sites, give it to, use that, come out of the output, give the output, implement on site. You will find it much more, engaging because so many people, kids are going to be there. So ये 1.5 year में
It's a very good
I
idea.
think Anand, this will be a best
It's
way
a
to
very
do
good
it.
idea. You just need to form a team who will actually implement it and will support. And it's a very, you will also have a very good document at the end about your own project.
So trust me, whichever building you're constructing over here, implement that in real time. Right now, building is in foundation level. Create the model out of it. Create the working drawings for it. Make the BIMX file out of it. Give it to contractor and start, teach them also. You also learn and teach to contractor also, because finally we have to teach our contractors also how to, use the technology. And trust me, they are the one first adopt. My contractor, my carpenter and thing, he adopted first, and then my well-qualified project manager who was resisting, he finally adapted after a year. The contractor adopts. So you do that process, check the quantities out of it, whatever the tenders you have taken out, with the help of model, verify your quantities, do that as an entire. And once you complete that project, make it as a handing over docket in the model and keep it with you.
I would like to request our principal, Dr. Professor Anand Achari sir, to felicitate the speakers.
I would now introduce our second speaker for the day, Shefali Vaidya Madam, a compassionate clinical psychologist committed to serving the staff and students by listening to concerns and guiding people in approaching behavioral, mental and emotional problems. Certified in neuro-linguistic programming, emotional freedom techniques, cognitive behavioral therapy, and many more, associated with UNICEF, TISS, Apollo Hospital, to name a few. Well versed in interviewing individuals to identify psychological needs and providing accurate diagnosis. We would now invite Shefali Vaidya ma'am to take the dais.
We start our programs with 3 Omkars, so I would request my team to come over. You all can also join us. Thank you. So, a very, very warm welcome from Team VESCOA. Now, what is VESCOA? First of all, I want to thank Dr. Anand Achari sir for inviting Team VESCOA to give this seminar. I would also like to thank Ajay sir and Shivang sir, because even though we are total laymen, I mean me and my team, but we have always, been interested in the interior part of it, never realized that architecture involves so much. So yes, it was an eye-opener. We've always, seen ready-made buildings. We go and we see, acha, aisa hai, vaisa hai. Never knew that so much work and thought goes into it. So thank you. Now, VESCOA. Any idea what is VESCOA? So VESCOA stands for Vivekanand Education Society, Leadership Academy and Research Center. I'll quickly introduce my team to you. This is me, as has been already, I have been already introduced by ma'am, so, by sir, sorry. So this is what it is. Next is Mrs. Anjana Srivastava. She is a certified yoga and meditation, internationally certified yoga and meditation lecturer. She has given programs in around 11 countries, and she's also a counselor. Jinal Savla. She is a counseling psychologist and certified art-based therapy practitioner. Trust me, it's very, very interesting. I mean, you know what you all were showing. And when she and even Sakshi, I'll come to her also, very interesting. Specialized in school counseling with 10 plus years of experience in the field of education. Mrs. Sagrika Das, she's a master's in management from Poddar College in education and counseling profession for the last 25 years, associated with prestigious publishing houses like Time Magazine, and I always find this very difficult to pronounce, Grolier, if I'm not mistaken, right? Learning, next. Ms. Vaishali Pandya, practicing as psychologist and psychotherapist with an accomplished qualification of Masters in Psychology, specialization in clinical, trained in CBT, REBT, currently an RE-CBT practitioner. Prerna Jagtap, unfortunately she's not with us here today because she's unwell. She's also a clinical psychologist and psychotherapist working in the field of assessment and therapy on autism, LD, Downs, depression, anxiety, and others since a decade. Sakshi Kolgut, she is a counseling psychologist and an art-based practitioner, and she's the one who's prepared the PPT, so thank you. So now, when I say Leadership Academy, okay. Leadership Academy. So at VESCOA, we believe that each and every person has leadership qualities. But it remains untapped until and unless some situation happens or something happens where, you know, the person is thrown into a situation, and that's where his or her leadership qualities come out. For example, you might have seen that many times some incident occurs on the road, and a random person, absolutely random person from the crowd will come out. He'll handle the situation like a pro, absolutely, you know, controlling the crowd, contacting any ambulances or hospitals, taking the injured to the hospital, everything very seamlessly. You know something, he's so ordinary like you and me, absolutely, till that point in time, even he's not aware that he had these qualities. So at VESCOA, we believe that if we tap onto those qualities earlier on in life, like right from childhood, just imagine the amount of good leaders we'll have, right? Now, what is required to be a good leader? A good personality, would you say? Yeah? Guys, make it interactive, please. Come on, a good personality? Right. Now, before going on to learning about personality development, what is personality? Many times आपने देखा होगा, अरे इसकी तो personality ऐसी है बाबा, you know? What is personality? Each and every one of us has a unique personality. Do you all agree? Not one person is like the other. Each one of us has a unique personality. A personality is a combination of characteristics which are unique. It's a combination of your attitude, your emotions, your thoughts, emotions, attitudes, and behavior. Mainly, your personality is the way you respond to situations. You must have seen many times, even in the same house, there are two siblings. The father is upset, he's shouting, or he's, very upset and something. One child will go in his room and sit quietly till the storm has passed away. The other one will go and confront. He may even back answer. What is that? What is happening? What is different? These two personalities, these two children have different personalities, right? So personality basically is a combination of all these things, okay? And it depends on what exposure you have received, how you perceive the world. In the same family, if two siblings can have a different way of perceiving the same situation, just imagine the amount of population right over here. Each person, I'm very sure, will have a different way to perceive a situation, right? When do we call it a personality? A one-off situation? A one-off explosion? Not really. When it is consistent, when it is consistently happening, the same type of thing, that's when we say, okay, iski to personality aisi hai. Okay? Now, just for convenience sake, we have divided these personality traits to big 5 personality traits called the ocean model. We are just understanding what is personality, okay? Now, ocean, that is openness to experience. You must have seen some people would would do all those extreme sports, deep sea diving and this and that, bungee jumping or whatever. And there are some others who are, who would sit on the side. They'd say, nahi baba, tum dekh lo, tum kar lo, I'll watch the video. Okay? So the people who are doing that, who are open to experiences, are the O model. Then conscientious. Conscientious is those who are organized. They will analyze everything before taking even a step. They will analyze the whole thing and then they'll do it. Now, extraversion. We have purposely avoided the colloquials. So extraversion is what you guys know as extrovert. Extrovert is a very lay people term, but okay. So when I say extraversion, it is how the person deals with other people around him or other situation. If he's, if he loves to get involved, if he likes to go and, handle situations, that is called extraversion. Next is agreeableness. That is someone who would be more conforming. Ki rules hai, chalo, let's follow rules. Let's go about, not even questioning it. That is the one. Neuroticism comes under our purview. And that is when, certain personalities tend to have a tendency to be more anxious, more, they are more prone to panic. So that comes in neuroticism. Now, we come to personality development. When you have a personality, obviously, wouldn't you want it to be the best version of yourself? Wouldn't you? Right? Now, does that mean that each of us have to have one thing in mind, one particular personality and follow that? Not really. We all have our unique capabilities. And when I say personality development, that means we develop these abilities and capabilities that we already have. It is not like you become a totally different version of yourself. You become the best version of yourself. So when I say personality development, what does that mean? Like I already said, that it involves a lot of aspects, a lot of, जैसे बोलते हैं, बड़े सारे पहलू होते हैं. हर एक इंसान में बहुत सारे पहलू होते हैं. Maybe in one situation, he is, pretty dynamic, going all out. in other situation, that same person may take a back seat. So this is what he or she has learned through experience. Okay, so that is what personality development is all about. Of course, there are a lot of aspects to it. So I call upon the next speaker, Mrs. Sanjana Srivastav. She'll be talking about how further we can enhance our personality. What are the modes to enhance our personality?
थैंक यू मैम. नमस्कार. थैंक यू आचार्य सर. अजय सर जब बोल रहे थे इतनी गंभीरता से और इतने सधे हुए शब्दों में, तो हम लोगों को लग रहा, मतलब हम खुद भी ये सोच रहे थे कि ऐसे ही हम लोगों को बोलना आ जाए, लेकिन शायद उम्र के साथ धीरे धीरे वो गंभीरता है. शेफाली मैडम ने आपको बताया पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट आपका, और अभी तो आजकल सभी बच्चे खुद ही बहुत स्मार्ट हैं, फ़ोन से उनको बहुत हेल्प मिल जाती है. लेकिन इसमें हम लोग थोड़ा सा ऐड करेंगे सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन, यानी आत्मदर्पण या आत्म परीक्षण. और बहुत सरल भाषा में बोलें तो खुद को पहचानना, यानी किसी और को ये बताना नहीं पड़े. आवाज़ क्लियर है? किसी और को ये बताना नहीं पड़े कि हम कौन हैं या हम कैसे हैं. तो आप खुद से अपने ऊपर ये ध्यान दें कि हम कैसे हैं या क्या कर सकते हैं या और भी अच्छे कैसे बन सकते हैं. ये आपको ध्यान देने के लिए थोड़ी सी सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन में खुद को आत्मदर्पण करने के लिए, खुद को पहचानने के लिए बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज़ें करनी पड़ेंगी. तो वो हम आपको बताएं कि आप सबसे पहले ब्रीदिंग प्रोसेस कर सकते हैं. आप शांति से बैठ सकते हैं, अपनी सांसों पे ध्यान लगा के ब्रीदिंग करेंगे. ध्यान लगाना तो हम लोगों ने डाल दिया है, लेकिन ये बहुत टफ प्रोसेस है, क्योंकि बहुत दिन बैठने के बाद ऐसा होगा कि फिर आप मेडिटेशन कर पा रहे हैं. इतना ईजी नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी आप अपनी ब्रीदिंग पे ध्यान देंगे और धीरे धीरे बैठेंगे तो ध्यान लगना शुरू हो जाएगा. फिर आप अपने बारे में बहुत अच्छी तरीके से सोच सकते हैं. देन आप डायरी लिखें. अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आ पा रहा है कि क्या गलती हो रही है, क्या नहीं हो रही है, तो एक डायरी लिखने की आदत डालें, या किसी भी कॉपी पे आप रात में सोने के पहले 4-5 लाइन लिखें कि आज दिन भर में क्या गलती हुई, क्या नहीं हुई. तो उससे आपका थोड़ा सा माइंडसेट क्लियर होगा. देन आप लिखने का अभ्यास, बहुत बच्चे लिखने या क्लास में बोलने का, क्योंकि हम लोग काउंसलिंग के लिए सब स्कूलों में, कॉलेजेस में जाते हैं, तो बच्चे खुद बताते हैं कि मेरी लिखने की आदत छूट गई है या पढ़ने की आदत छूट गई है. उसमें बहुत बड़ा हाथ मोबाइल का है, क्योंकि हम लोग अपने लिए भी ये बोल सकते हैं कि हमारी लिखने और पढ़ने की आदत छूट गई है. लेकिन इसमें भी आप जो भी चीज़ की आपकी कमी है, राइटिंग की या आपके पढ़ने की, रीड करने की, तो उस पर आप ध्यान दे सकते हैं. ये आप खुद से अभ्यास कर सकते हैं. फिर आप प्रकृति के साथ चलें, यानी नेचर में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जाने की कोशिश करें. हम लोग कॉलेज में बहुत देर तक बच्चे रुके रहते हैं, या उनका जो फ्रेंड ग्रुप होता है उसको थोड़ा सा अवॉइड करें. जब आप परेशान हो तब, अगर आपके बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स आ रहे हैं या आप अच्छा कर रहे हैं, ये तब के लिए नहीं बताया जा रहा है. अगर आपको परेशानी हो तो उसके लिए बताया जा रहा है कि आप सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन कैसे कर सकते हैं. देन आप खुद से तेज आवाज़ में बात करें, यानी तेज आवाज़ में बोलें. आपको घबराना नहीं है, आप अपनी बात को कह सकें, या जो आपसे बहुत क्लोज है उसके साथ अपनी बात कहें, या तेज आवाज़ में बोलें. उससे भी आपका थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस खुद का खुद बढ़ेगा. देन आप श्वास संबंधी व्यायाम करें. ये हमने अभी पढ़ा, लेकिन हम बोल चुके हैं इसके बारे में पहले. देन किताबें पढ़ें. रीडिंग जो हम लोग मोबाइल में बहुत सारा देखते हैं, या बुक्स हम लोग मोबाइल में देखते हैं, उससे ज़्यादा फ़र्क पड़ता है कि जब हम लोग रीड करते हैं. हम लोगों के समय में ये मोबाइल का ये नहीं था, तो हम लोग सारी कहानियाँ, मैगजीन्स या स्टोरी बुक जो पढ़ते थे, उसका ज़्यादा फ़र्क हमारे जीवन में पड़ता था, क्योंकि मोबाइल में हम लोग फट से वो पेज आगे बढ़ा देते हैं और हम तुरंत दूसरे जोन में आ जाते हैं. तो वो जो किताबें पढ़ते थे हम लोग, वो किताबें पढ़ना बचपन में, या आप देखिए, आप मैगजीन पढ़िए या आप कोई भी स्टोरी बुक पढ़िए, तो वो ज़्यादा देर तक उसकी छाप आपके दिमाग पे या आपके मन पे रहती है, वो ज़्यादा असर डालता है. देन शीशे में देख के खुद से बात करना, यू फील कि आपका कॉन्फिडेंस कम हो रहा है, आप क्लास में खड़े होकर नहीं बोल पा रहे हैं, या अपनी बात अपने टीचर्स तक नहीं पहुंचा पा रहे हैं, या अपनी बात को क्लियर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो अच्छा होगा कि आप शीशे में देख के खुद से बात करें, देन यहाँ पे आके आप उसी बात को रिपीट करेंगे तो आपको एक अपना खुद का जो सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस है वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आएगा। और जो आपसे बहुत क्लोज हो, मोस्टली जैसे मदर बहुत क्लोज होती हैं, बहुत से लोग अपनी बड़ी सिस्टर से बहुत क्लोज होते हैं, या कोई फ्रेंड सर्कल में बहुत क्लोज होता है, उसके साथ आप अपनी बातें कहने की कोशिश करेंगे तो उससे भी आप बहुत आपकी लाइफ में क्लैरिफिकेशन आएगा। तो आप अपने आप को इस तरह से धीरे धीरे प्रैक्टिस करके क्लियर कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू। सागरिका मैम।
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir, principal sir. Good afternoon, Ajay sir. Respected teachers and my dear students. So how are you all, everyone, especially students? Am I audible? Yeah. Okay, so I see all the students are having a happy face and highly motivated and of course in high spirits. So tell me students, what is your motivation level today? Can anyone share? Anyone? Not really? I'm sure at least one can get up and share their motivation, this thing. Okay, it's fine. Now, I'm going to talk about emotional intelligence, or we call about EQ. EQ is very important. Now, you must be thinking, students, what is the connection between EQ and personality development? Like, I have always, I love to read quotes. I came across a quote by Warren Buffett. He always says that every person has intelligence, energy, and integrity or emotional quotient. If the third one is not there, forget about the first two. Am I right? Because that will be a stepping stone to your career, to your success. And we all dream, but can our dreams be materialized? Like if you dream, if you believe, if you conceive, it is achievable, and you can do that. Now, when I talk about emotional intelligence is understanding yourself, understanding your peers, respecting your teachers, mentors, and everyone. Now, emotional intelligence, as I said, we call it, you can also call it as EQ. But what is it? It is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress. We all are stressed, right? So how do you release your stress? Communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. It is your identity to the world. How are you emotionally strong? Emotional intelligence is something where it can actually make an impact while you're studying and in your future. Like, what would you see students 5 years down the line? How much are you emotionally secured? Will that help or will that reflect in your personality? I feel yes. What about what you say, students? If you're emotionally strong, will it improvise your character? It will, right? See, personality is all not about how you look or how you walk or what you wear. Personality is all about emotions. Personality is all how you communicate with your mentor, with your teachers, with your peers. Because you use the right words, that will reflect your behavior, which will enhance your attitude, right? Which will also make grow habits in you, and finally it can be achieved and you will be successful. Now here we are talking about a high EQ helps you to build relationships, reduce team stress, diffuse conflict, and improve job satisfaction. Like 2 years down the line, we all will get placed in a good corporate. See, if you are emotionally strong, that is the first step of being a good leader. Because a good leader should be emotionally strong. I hope you agree to that. Make sense? Yeah? Next. Now here we have found like emotional intelligence impact on professional success. Studies have found that employees with high emotional intelligence tend to be much more self-aware. Their awareness is much more. They observe things which we overlook at times. They listen things which we only keep hearing. but they listen because they have the conviction, if I listen, I can actually communicate well. They understand and realize how their actions can reflect other colleagues, right? And their performance is not affected by their resentment or grievance. Make sense, students? Yeah? This is what, next. Success is in many forms. Like where your skills, while our skills can drive and lead to success, but our emotional intelligence can actually elevate your career to greater heights because you're so happy within. Very much happy. Emotional, like if you're emotionally happy, you love to empathize people, though you don't want sympathy from people. And if you learn to empathize, I think you actually break everything. You break all the, you don't have any barriers because you can help people to be success. You can help people to overcome their grievances. Next, the most important intelligence for personal and professional success is people with high interpersonal intelligence are some of the most positive influence in their social and work environments. Secondly, you can improve your skills in that area by emphasizing positivity in all your interactions. Even your interactions can make an impact because you have a lot of wonderful things to say, not the same regular stuff. Because that is what is your goal. Because ultimately you have decided. It is you. It is not we. You have decided to be successful. You have decided to come out of the emotional backlog which you have. That is, you have decided to go one step ahead. Now here it says your emotional intelligence is directly linked with moral values. Right? Values are very important. And we get values right from our home. And we are actually so privileged. We are so privileged that we get everything under one roof. We have parents to take care. We have teachers to teach. We have mentors to take care of our this thing. The only thing is that we need to be emotionally stable. Once we are stable, we will work, we will complete our task on time. We will complete the assignment which has been given every day. And we will not have it a backlog. So everyday work is also being taken care because your emotional intelligence is very, very high. Next, it says research has proven emotional intelligence accounts for 85 to 90% of a person's success. I hope all the seniors would agree to this. In fact, Principal Sir would also agree to this because that is more than 85 to 90%. We all have the skills. We all have the knowledge to apply the skills. But if we don't have EQ or emotional or values or a good attitude, I think it doesn't work. It actually has to gel. It actually has to merge. To get to whatever we have perceived that we have to be there, you can. It's not a big thing that we can't achieve. It is achievable, friends. Believe me, just see to it that emotional intelligence is very, very strong. Yeah, now this is the emotional intelligence. We talk about, I spoke about empathizing, social skills, how we are socially successful, or how do we interact with new people, self-awareness, which is very important, self-regulation, that's also most important, which Shefali ma'am have spoken, and motivation. I'm sure you guys are all motivated to come here in the morning and sit for this session. And I believe you all have enjoyed the session, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes? So that means your motivation level is high because you sat for so long and then you're hearing us also. And I can promise you, end of the day, you will be all relaxed. But there are certain things which you need to quit from today. You know what? Living your past, overthinking, fearing the change in your life, somebody else is somebody else is controlling your emotions, yeah? And the most important thing, you need to overcome that and go ahead in life. These are the certain things, if you quit, you know how from within there'll be peace, inner peace. And that peace is very important for emotional quotient because your peace is your strength, right? If you have the strength to overcome or fight back, I think sky is the limit. Yeah? And finally, This is all about, I'll just briefly take you through self and social. What are the self awareness? To recognize, understand your moods. The social awareness, it is the ability to understand the emotional makeup of other people, skill in treating people, how you should treat other peers, how do you treat a stranger. Self-management, that is also very important. And finally, we talk about proficiency in managing relationship and building networks. Your job also needs to build networks, right? So how do you build network? In becoming calm, composed, be the best, utilize your skill because you are highly skilled students. Yeah? Thank you so much. And I hope something like this would have made an impact. And have a good day. Bye.
Okay. So since ma'am rightly spoke about how emotional intelligence is very important, it is very important in all the fields of our life, and it's also very important for interpersonal skills. If you are highly emotionally intelligent as a person, then your interpersonal skills would increase. You all use interpersonal skills in our day-to-day life, right? We all speak to our friends, we all speak to our family, but are we actually speaking in the right way? How many times we are actually into the conversation? Many a times when our friends are speaking, are we actually listening to what they are saying? So all these things are interpersonal skills. Speaking is something which we all do, but how rightly we do, that determines our interpersonal communication. So for example, in our school or college, there would be one person who's magnet, who attracts everyone towards them. That person would be wherever he or she goes, the crowd would follow him. He might have many friends, he might have many connections. So is it that always that person is looking very beautiful, or the person is very talented or has a lot of money? Not necessary, not always. Many times that person has something called as interpersonal skills. That person communicates well with you. That person would be, think about that person, whoever it is, whoever has a lot of friends, or whoever is very popular in the college, that person need not be very good looking or need not be very good in studies. Many a times that happens because of the interpersonal skills. Personal skills, one of the most important thing is empathy. Empathizing with others, empathizing where the problems are, understanding where the other person is coming from, what are their problems, and listening to them. When we are having a conversation with them, listening to them, and listening objectively, not by having certain prejudice or certain biases in our head that अरे ये तो हमेशा ऐसे ही wrong बोलता है, या this person always speaks nonsense, why should I listen? If we have that sort of a attitude when we are listening, then are we actually listening? No. Then giving full attention to what is being said, not using your phone when you are talking. And many a times many people find it difficult to keep the conversation going. So that time it's important to ask open-ended questions. Like if you ask someone a question like, was your day good? Then the answer would only be like yes or no, and the conversation will end there. So what we can do instead is ask a lot of open-ended questions where you're giving scope for the other person to speak more, share their ideas. We all love compliments, right? We all want to share about us. We all want to form that connection. But many a times we all have some sort of mental blocks that, no, what if people will laugh? What if people will do this? What if, as Sir rightly said that, we are scared of going out of a comfort zone. And that is actually very true. Even for communicating or speaking with new people, we have that difficulties. And when you'll go out from the college and when you'll go for your job and everywhere, you will have to deal with clients, you'll have to speak with people, and that skill of speaking in the right way is going to go a long way for you. So for example, when forming a lot of people, when we are speaking, we have to understand what their interests are. So for example, we can find simple things by which we can get connected to people. Communication happens by, interest, like as simple as food. You can bond along with by food, or your same likings or same shoes or whatever it is. And that communication forms. When there is that trust, when that sharing happens, you tend to feel more connected to that person. And you are going to be in this college for next somewhat 1 year or 2 years, or how many ever years you will be here. When you have that bond with people, you will be more likely, more motivated to come here. because that is very important, right? Otherwise, how boring it would be that you're coming every day but not talking so much, not having meaningful bond, because this is the time of your life where you actually form friendships that will be with you forever. So why not give it the best shot and form the best friends you can make here, who will be there with you. Then many a times conflict happens in our interpersonal communication or relationship with your parents, with your friends, with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. Conflicts are going to happen. Why? Because of we are going to have differences of opinion. And what we have to pay attention here is to understand that okay, conflict is going to happen and how to deal with it. So for example, we have to use assertive communication. That is, let's say the other person is telling something which you don't agree to. That's okay. Let's say you want to go late night for partying but your parents are not allowing you, or your girlfriend or boyfriend is cribbing that you don't give them more time, the time that they actually want from you. So you have to say assertively that what is right for you or what it is for you, explaining them in polite way, not in an aggressive way. Then mediation. Many a times when we go for buying sabzi or something, we all say na aapka na mera, हाँ ठीक है चलो 110 में दे दो. So we have to use the same skills here for mediating, that okay, how we can come in the middle. Like, you know, even when you are dealing with your clients, they might have some different ideas, you might have some different idea. So how can you form a center point where you can come along, where you can meet in the middle? That is something we need to pay attention to. Then, as everyone mentioned earlier about the empathy, that understanding from the other's point of view. Then interviewing and active listening, that actively you're listening to what the other person is saying and not just listening to give a reply. Like, you know, for example, if someone is sharing that, okay, my day was really bad, then not just saying something like, okay. You can move ahead, ask that person, okay, what happened? This will instill, you know, communication skills. This will increase your bond with that person and all that things will happen. And also actively listening and remembering. Let's say your friend shared something with you about their family, that, you know, their family is staying at Bhopal, for example. And next time when you meet and see the person is remembering that, or if you remember that, okay, how are your parents doing at Bhopal? How do you think you will feel if someone is remembering some basic details that you share? Don't we feel valued that, oh wow, they are remembering to what I said, means I'm important to them. So, you know, observing certain details, remembering that, giving it back again, creates a great impact. Then accountability. We all make mistakes, right? So accepting that, yes, I have made a mistake and how you can work on it, what can be done to improve. Then creative way of problem solving, finding ways, finding solutions out of the box, finding various ways to solve the problem is very important. Then facilitation, whatever all these things, actually applying, actually doing it will create a great impact. You know, when we, whenever we can forget what people have said to us, we can forget what, you know, what people have done to us, but we'll never forget how the other person has made us feel. If you don't like someone, or, you know, remember the teacher who was very, very rude with you, you'll always remember that feeling of rudeness or the feeling of not feeling validated or feeling hurt. That feeling will never go. Or if someone made you feel very happy, if you got a great surprise on your birthday, you'll always remember the feeling that you had that time. So this interpersonal skills will help you to get that feeling onto someone, get that feeling of being validated, being accepted. So yeah, I'd like to end here and invite Ms. Jeenal, ma'am.
Firstly, I want to thank Acharya sir for inviting the entire team here. And I'm glad to see many familiar faces here in the crowd. And please excuse me because I'm keeping unwell. I might cough in between. Excuse me. So yes, talking about personality, the important factor in personality is how we manage our time as well. And understanding from what Ajay sir and Shivang sir has mentioned, architect is not easy. Understanding the project, you have to submit your project on time. अगर timely submit नहीं किया आपने client को, your client is going to sit on your head. Am I right, sir? So managing your project, managing your time is very, very, very important. So let's see how can we manage our time. How do you manage your time? Do you complete your assignments? Do you complete your submissions on time? Does it get difficult? Why? If we are not managing our time effectively, which means there are barriers in our life that is causing it to delay. First is internal barrier. Lack of self-control. A friend has a party, they have invited you there, but at the same time you have to submit your assignment the next day. Which is more important for us, party or the assignment? Do you complete your assignment or you go to the party? Be real. You lose there, right? Second is procrastination. 1 week का time है project complete करने के लिए, I'll do it the other day. I'll do it, next day करेंगे हम. And it piles up. Next day you get another assignment and it piles up and piles up. That leads to anxiety. We have to submit multiple assignments. Anxiety आ गया, motivation goes down. Most of the time we also end up pleasing people. I don't want to go to the party. I know my assignment is more important. But if I don't go, my friends are not going to consider me part of the team. People pleasing, we end up losing our focus. Then multitasking. Can anyone explain what multitasking is? Too many things are at the same time. Do you have focus on one particular thing? I hear yes. Sorry?
Some people are good at multitasking, some people are not.
Yes, some people are good at multitasking, some people are not. Agreed. But when you have... Thank you. But when you have assignment happening, when you're doing your assignment, at the same time you get a call. Or at the same time you're asked to go down and get something. Where is your focus then? I understand your subject is more of designing, more of creative thinking. Do you lose chain of thought? And again it ends up to all these things. Anxiety, lack of motivation, then procrastinating, baad mein karenge. It ends here. And you are not able to submit your assignments on time. Next slide please. The external barriers as well. बहुत ज़्यादा workload है. Too much of work, not able to do it. Not able to manage our time or divide our segments of our time. Job constraints. Too many things happening at right here. Probably don't have resources as well. Correct resources. You don't know what to do. Distractions. As I mentioned earlier, distraction. Mummy ने बोला नीचे जाके सामान लेके आना है. You got a call from your friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend. Creating a distraction, creating a barrier. So how do you manage it effectively then? Next slide please. First thing is you write down what all tasks you have in a week. You have all the assignments given to you. You have your daily schedule ready, what you want to do. आज किसका birthday है, आज किसका party कहाँ जाना है. Sometimes it can be impromptu. Write it down. Whatever you are writing it down, make a to-do list. उसमें से which is more important for you to do first. Which is the closest date you have to submit your assignment. Prioritizing it and communicate your availability. If it's a group project and you're not able to be there, please communicate with your colleagues, friends or teachers that you'll not be able to submit on the given date. Can you extend the time? Communicate. Next slide please. Again, follow the dates of assignments. Organize your work. As sir mentioned earlier, Ajay sir mentioned, that a lot of distractions come in. You need to know your designs, prepare क्या उसमें possibility है, क्या उसमें pros है, क्या cons है, क्या problems आ सकते हैं. For that, you need to have your assignment completely processed, understand where you can work, what causes, what gives you effect, how well you can perform there. You have those distractions. Let's consider हम continuously काम तो नहीं कर सकते हैं. We have full-time college, then we have projects to do. There are going to be interruptions. There are going to be distractions. When we are planning a project or when we are sitting to complete our assignment, let's assume there are going to be distraction and let's keep a time aside for that as well. For example, I have thought that in an hour, I'm going to complete this particular design, but I'm not able to complete. So can I have half an hour of buffer time as well? Keep that half an hour as a separately for them. Then don't agree to do lot more of work. बहुत सारे मल्टीटास्किंग हमने बोला, बहुत सारे एक साथ मत करो. Piled up projects है, piled up assignments है, 5 assignments you have to complete in a week. Plan it out. सब कुछ एक साथ मत करो कि आज मैंने ये असाइनमेंट का किया, कल मैंने थर्ड असाइनमेंट के किया, फोर्थ असाइनमेंट एक साथ शुरू मत करो. Plan it out, which is much more easier. Do that first. So how do we manage? There are 3 basic rules to manage your time. One is 80-20 rule, that is also called as Pareto technique, where 80% is the outcome of the inputs that you are putting in. This 20% of input that you put in, 20% of efforts that you put in, which give you 80% of result. Hence increases your motivation. That is, अगर आपको designing करना है, spend 20% of it just to plan it. क्या करना है, क्या बनाना चाहते हो, what resources you will require, what will cause any problems in your particular design, what software you are going to use, so on, etc., etc., etc. Once it is clear in your mind, it is easy for you to lay it out, to create it. It gives you 80% outcome. Second is Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro basically is an Italian term which is used to refer as a tomato-shaped timer. In that particular technique, we time out. We take 25 minutes of our time. We focus on a project. 25 minutes ka time ho gaya. Timer lagaya. 25 minutes it will buzz off, and the next 5 minutes you give yourself time to focus. And the next 5 minutes, as Shivang sir clearly mentioned, please have some water. Oxygen do thoda khud ko. Screen time pe mat raho. When that 5 minutes, when you are doing unproductive things, your mind will start creating solutions for it. Remember, there's a very famous saying, the best of ideas come when we shower. Right? So give that 5 minutes of time, drink some water, think the constraints that has occurred, go back to your assignments, repeat the same cycle for 4 times. In this particular technique, you repeat the cycle for 4 times. That is 25 minutes, take 5-minute break, 25 minutes, take 5 minutes break. It's a 2-hour cycle. Once you complete the 2-hour cycle, you take a bigger break of 20 minutes. In that 20 minutes, you relax your mind completely, take a break, take a nap, and then go back to your assignment again. What happens when you do that? When we have that gap, when we have the period, our brain automatically start analyzing our things, our pending work that happens. It works psychologically, it has effect. It creates motivation that आधा काम तो मैंने 2 घंटे में खत्म कर लिया. I might as well now sit and finish the rest of the work. Right? Then time blocking. Time blocking is similar to Pomodoro technique. We can combine these 2 techniques as well. Remember, in college also and as well as in school also, we had the schedule ready with us. Like 10 to 11 you have maths class, 11 to 12 you have geography. We had the time schedule ready for us. The time was blocked for that subject only. Similarly, we can divide our entire schedule using time blocking. For probably morning, I'm going to come to the college, I'm going to finish it off. I'll go back home, 3 to 6, I'm going to complete one of the assignments. 6 to 8, I'm going to finish my dinner. 8 to 10, I'm going to do something else, and 10 o'clock I'll sleep. You fix your time block. You can add your buffer time as well for yourself. And similarly, you can combine these 2 techniques also. Like 3 to 6, if you are giving yourself for assignment, why don't add 5 minutes of break in that as well, after every 25 minutes. Combine these 2 techniques. So this is more important. Remember, I mentioned about the prioritizing your work schedule, prioritizing your projects, your task. This is the best way to do it. Take your journal. You can even click a picture if you want. You should do what is important and urgent. This is X and Y axis. Do whatever is important for you right now. कल submission है, क्या करोगे? Are you going to delegate, delete? क्या करोगे? You have to do it, right? What is important but not urgent right now? It is important. I have to submit the assignment, but I have to submit it 1 week later right now. So can I delay it for the next day? Next is, it is urgent, but it is not important for me to do it. Can I delegate? It is neither important nor urgent for me. Do I need to do that? Example, आप पूरे इसमें अपने example हो. Assignment करना है, अभी करना है, अभी submit करना है. Delay, 1 week बाद submission है, I'm giving 1 week after. Delegate, group projects है, सब कुछ तो आप नहीं कर सकते हो. Divide it amongst your colleagues. Delete what is unnecessary for you. All your distractions. Remove the task. Possibly, आपको अभी का अभी कल का ही कल you have to go to a tailor or you have to go somewhere or be in a family function which is not important at the moment. Exams है. Delete that task from your schedule. Yes. Thank you so much. I hope from now on we are going to manage our time effectively. Vaishali ma'am, please.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. So I'll be heading towards understanding. Basically, up till now we understood what personalities exactly, how we can effectively develop the personality, what are the traits required. But now we'll come to some interesting topic of today's time, which is personal branding, which is really need of the hour, because we are moving forward in the era where we are so much digitalized that we need this thing also in ourselves to effectively present ourselves. Next slide. Have you wondered that why certain individuals in your field exceptionally look out, stand out, and why we don't, right? We have always questioned ourselves that, oh, this person is very influential, this person is seemingly very recognizable, but we aren't somewhere, no? So what is the thing that just makes them different from us? No, there is nothing new, they don't do any magic, nothing is, any rocket science kind of a thing. But what they effectively do is, they use the trial error technique. When you get into the trial error, you understand what is effective for you, you understand what trying something is best for you, and then you also understand that we can eliminate this thing. This is not working out for us. So that is the important thing that we need to get into, to have your own recognition or to stand out in some ways. Next slide, please. Now, the very definitive meaning of personal branding is just jotted down here. Personal branding is a process of influencing the way other people perceive you, with the ultimate goal of establishing your own authoritative, prominent figure in your own industry and field, right? So what is your best thing? What is your niche? You need to stand out in that. That can be your USP, right? So that just makes you brand your own self. That just makes you look different out of other people, right? So next. Now I'll make it very simple how to manage your own reputation and personal branding with 3 C's. And I'll try to give example into it. Okay, I'll start with clarity first. Clarity is basically we need to understand what is the purpose. Now, because I saw the plant here, I just understood that that can be a very effective example. If there is a purpose to grow a plant, we need to put the seed, right? So that is the purpose, that my purpose is to grow the plant, but for that I need to take a step. So that seed is the step that I need to take. But for that, I need to have a clarity that what do I want? How do I need to approach towards it? So that is the very first step that we need to get into. Then it becomes consistency. Now, if we consistently, try to water the plant, water the seed, it will turn into plant. But if we don't do that, No, clearly, if I think that, no, I'll water for 2 days and then 1 week, it's okay, fine. That if I don't water it, so it is not going to give me that fruitful effects, right? So we need to be consistent. Even Ms. Jinal tried to make us understand that no, you have to have motivation. You don't need to procrastinate a lot of things. No, if you become consistent, you will definitely get the results of it in certain ways. Then becomes credibility, which I think I would use Ajay sir's example when he was explaining about Beam, the hospitality services. The credibility is basically, you stand on your integrity. What are you providing? You have to be honest to yourself. If you are not doing it and you are not providing your best, somewhere you are going to lack. Even if you put all the effort, you will lack in certain ways. If you are not honest. If you are not honest that, no, I have to plant, water the plant daily, but if I'll do it in the evening, no, let's just be honest to ourselves that it will not give the results, right? We need to water in the morning, it should get the sunlight, we need to place it well. So that is something that we need to consider. So, next slide. Now, this is a very easy example and practical example to understand personal branding. I've arrowed down the personal branding core area. But we'll first understand all the circles so that it makes us easy to understand. What people want most. Now we'll come into very professional fields. So when we try to brand ourselves, we need to understand what everyone wants, what our client wants, what the customer who's coming to us wants us. If we understand that thing, we are well in advance to present those things to them. Then the next thing is what our competitors struggle with. At the same time, we need to understand what other people are not able to provide. I'll give you one easy example here, which can be related to you for you to better understand. Real estate example I'll give. If you are an agent, and there are a lot of agents out there to sell their buildings, apartments, everything, but your competitors don't have a specific niche in selling for the house, but they have niche only in rentals, then you can take the advantage of learning a skill to pull out other crowds also. At the same time, if you are really good with networking or connections, it just becomes your good extra standout area for you to present yourselves, wherein maybe your competitors would not be effectively great enough in that area. So that is something also you need to identify. Then it becomes what you do best. Now that is something that we all need to introspect for our own selves individually, that what am I best in? Am I best digitally to present the design? Am I best at sketching? Am I best at creating ideas in my head? Am I best in pitching something to someone? So those all things we need to figure out. But for all these things, in certain ways, we require a few of the skills, right? So those few of the skills could be, hard skills and soft skills. So hard skills would require, whatever training you are getting in your course, whatever training you are taking from outside, whatever people you are trying to follow, all these things, MS skills, computer skills, designing skills, how to use an app effectively, all those are very hard skills kind of area. But then becomes your soft skills. You are in a team. You are put up in a team. Then teamwork is a skill. Then at last moment, you have to change something in the model. So that becomes your problem solving skills. Then you have to present at the panels and explain and present the model in front of the panelite people. So there your public speaking skills becomes your soft skills. So all those skills are also effectively important for you, to showcase yourself in a different way. Next slide. Now, personal branding also has few of the features, which are different features. So, first one we can see is nature of work. What my nature is at work, basically. Am I punctual? Am I very disciplined? Am I very consistent? Am I precise in the way I'm doing my work? It just defines your character, how you are capable enough to do that work, and how you are well enough to do your own duty in certain ways. Then becomes the physical appearance. You know, as much as we do the work, but if we don't present ourselves very effectively, you know, so then we sometimes lose out on opportunity, sometimes to piss. So let's just be little presentable, and responsiveness goes hand in hand with correspondence and listening. So we have to be responsive to things and messages that come to us. That's our responsibility to do it. At the same time, listen also to the things and demands. Then becomes the responsibility. Know how effectively you are capable to take up the responsibility. Next slide. Now, social media is a very important topic, but we all know it well. So, I will not go much in detail about it. It's something that how effectively you use all the apps in your favor. Like, you know, this digital thing, the screen time is blessing in disguise. Might as well use it to the best for ourselves to effectively make ourselves a good brand out of it. Let's move to the next one. No, this is a code basically, you know, how our actual character is defined by our personal brand. No, we need to have some uniqueness, qualities, aptitude, and capability to stand out in certain ways. This activity I want you all to do at home. So basically, you try to introspect and make a map that where you want to achieve and what is your starting point. This will help you understand and work towards your own goal. This is a continuous learning. This, I think, you will be knowing everywhere you are reading that you need to read, you need to attend workshops, training courses, some extra knowledge in certain ways, no, is really important. Pursuing some extra education or taking up difficult tasks in certain ways is, no, really effective to keep your learning process progressive. Last one. Developing skill and progressing in life is a continuous process. So lifelong learning ability is the key to excelling in lot of arenas in life and professional aspects also. Thank you everyone. I'll invite Shefali ma'am to take over from here.
So in conclusion, I'd like to say, and I guess you guys must have realized, personality development is an ongoing process. It's not like, okay, aaj maine course kar liya, khatam, mera responsibility khatam. It is not like that. It starts from childhood and it goes on even in adulthood and even when we grow old. It's never too late to understand which aspect requires a little bit of fine-tuning and get to it. Okay, so you guys are at the right time, right place where y'all can, polish certain aspects of your personality. Maybe, if you lack certain things, introspect and go to the concerned person who can help you in this. In the end, I'd also like to tell you that me and my team are available for any of your psychological, emotional issues, wherever you're facing, at college, at home, we are there. We provide the service totally free of cost. So please feel free to take advantage of the services provided. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, Shefali ma'am. I wanted to express my sincere gratitude to a lovely presentation by VESCOA team. Thank you, everyone. It was very interesting topic, such complex topics, and you simplified it so well. Touching upon the topics like leadership, personality development, it was very interesting. Thank you, and thank you for sharing your expertise.
I would now introduce our third speaker for the day. Yashomati Nandana Das is a dedicated celibate monk at the Hare Krishna movement in Mumbai. Having practiced the science of Krishna consciousness for the past 9 years, he has experienced a profound transformation in his life. Yashomati Das sir is committed to sharing the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and Bhakti Yoga and has impacted the lives of thousands of young individuals throughout India. Before embracing his spiritual path, Das sir pursued a career in civil engineering. He worked at a multinational firm where he gained valuable experience in his field. However, after coming across the books of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, he underwent a significant shift in his priorities and life goals. Inspired by the teachings and principles, Yashomati Das sir decided to leave behind his worldly affairs and dedicated himself to the mission of spreading spiritual knowledge. I would now like to invite sir on stage to make his presentation. Thank you.
Just a minute before before you begin, just what was spoken in the last session. You're spending that 20% of your time and looking at 80% productivity. You're giving your time to spend in this auditorium. And let's utilize that 100% of this time to listening and trying to adapt in our mind where I can imply it and apply it rather than chatting with the neighbors so that you can gain. Probably you can have a chat session during the food and utilize that time to share your thoughts. So I request everyone that be one with the session so that it will help to improve you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. A very warm welcome. The great minds of country or world? World. Very happy to hear. So before beginnings of this session, I would like to chant some of the prayers. So might be that prayer is not able to chant. So I'll chant, just you can hear carefully. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadhi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Loudly everyone together can chant Hare Krishna. 5,000 years back, a great war about to start. Arjuna was in depression, isn't it? Arjuna was in depression. What to do, what not to do. Body was favoring, mouth was drying. He left his bow also and he sat on the chariot. He told to Arjuna, can you help me? I'm not able to take a decision that what is right and what is wrong for me. Arjuna told that leave this all attachment, so-called attachment. What is the attachment we have? Arjuna has attachment with this body. That my body, my relatives, my family. So he says that leave this all attachment and fight because that is your duty. So you have to perform. You have a right to perform your duty, but we should not have right to have attached by the result. That is only the sloka. But this sloka, that it became changed in this particular world. People are change this principle. They says that, what does it say? Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. What is the meaning? You have a right to do your duty, but you're not attached by the result. But what people says? Karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. It became ulta now. So many motivation speakers are speaking. They will speak so much on Bhagavad Gita, but they'll not talk about what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. That is the point. Main point is that they'll talk so much, but they'll not share the information what Krishna want to tell. That is the main point. So in that period when Arjuna was in depression, he don't know what to do. And that time he inquired. He inquired from whom? Krishna. I don't know what to do. And today's topic is named as Jigyasa. What is Jigyasa means? Inquisitiveness. Inquire about ourselves. Who we are. Why I'm suffering in this material world. Don't know the solution for that. Everyone is in this material world suffering. But no solution for that. Even though I'm trying to get out solution, I'm not able to. Why so? Why so? Why there are so many lives, 84 lakh species? Just one question from everyone that we have 84 lakh species, different bodies. In that 84 lakh species, how many species are from human body? Anyone? Loudly? Anyone? How many species are there in this human body out of 84 lakh? One. Okay, anyone else? 9 lakh, no. 9 lakhs are in the aquatics. 9 lakhs are in the water. Navalakhvani. Tharavan. Trees are that 11 lakh trees. How about human beings? Anyone? Any guess? Sir? No one knows. Very important point. How many species are there of human body, human beings? 4 lakh. 4 lakh species of human body, human beings. Now you can tell how 4 lakh. Can you have count how many 4 lakh? How these all 4 lakh classified? So 4 lakh is classified based on consciousness of the person. Consciousness of the person. It's not about the face, it's not about a religion, caste system, it's all about consciousness of the person. So I'll share the informations from the teachings of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is the founder of ISKCON. At the age of 70, he crossed the 7 oceans and he went to New York. Age of 70, 3 heart attacks in between the journey, and he reached to New York in 1965, talking about 50, 60 years back. So only one purpose, he went to New York. He was in Vrindavan, a saintly person, a sannyasi, 70 age. He went to New York to spread this Krishna consciousness message to all over the world. Because 1940s, we are, as Indians, we are after independence. So he thought that we will not wait for independence. This knowledge is not wait for independence. We'll spread this knowledge because there is a need. There is an emergency there. That only Krishna says, human life is very, very important. We all are humans. It's very important that how we are utilizing our time. We're learning so many things, so many motivations speaking. People are coming here, they're giving their talk, everything will be good. But it's all up to us that how much we are following. We are following or not. आप सुन लेंगे, आप चले जाएंगे यहाँ से, ये चलता रहेगा, life चलता रहेगा ऐसे ही. When you will inquire about yourself, what is this going on? Why I'm coming here? What is the purpose of my coming here in this material world? Why I'm suffering? We all are architects, students. Small question that learn about building life. Now we all knows that as engineers, I'm also engineer, civil engineer, and you are all architects. So can you tell that what all things is needed when you are planning some design? What all things is needed in the building? To build a building, what all things you want? Anyone from the students? What all things you want to build a building? Nothing. Might be all are sleeping. It's like afternoon time is very difficult to sit. Might be feeling hungry also. Anyone? Yes. Okay. Please tell me. Yes. What is Reti? Same. Okay. Sand. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Now can architect student can help? Like that, so many things are needed for to build a building. Like that, so many things are needed in this body also, to run this body also, to run this life also, human life. And if you can all mix together, if you have cement, if you have sand, if you have everything, steel, but the person, one person who can assemble all these things and make a building and make a plan, and that is not there. Spirit is not there behind that, then what's the purpose of that? And that time, this spirituality begins. We all heard one thing, or we all grown up by one statement in our life, that if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost, isn't it? If health is lost, something is lost. And if character is lost, everything is lost. To build a character is very important. I'll not share the entire story of Rama's pastime. Character was judging the character of Lakshmana. When Lakshmana left Sita and he came to see Rama. And that time, Rama told, you want to enjoy Sita, that's the reason you came here. Character pe ungli utha diya. Very recently, I gave a lecture in one of the corporate. So there also I said that we all have, like in this material world, people are building their money or incredibly want money, want good, everything. But they forget about their happy life. The emotional health, physical health, they don't know. So what is the emotional health? We all have bank balance. You all have? How many of you don't have bank balance? You don't have bank balance. No one. You don't have. How? No need. Okay. So everyone have the bank balance. And what all doing? They are doing in the bank balance? What is what is this purpose of bank? To store money. Okay. And? Only to store? Invest or? Save. Okay. Or? Only we are saving only? Huh? Spending. Okay. One thing is common, like what we are doing, we are depositing the money and we are withdrawing the money. Depositing, withdrawing the money. Simple thing is that always deposit a positive attitude, a positive emotion in your bank. Spiritual bank, emotional bank. So that anytime, whenever you want in your life, you can easily withdraw how much you want, because you're depositing positive emotions. What is positive emotions? Whenever you're crossing your friends, faculties, professors, whenever you're moving from there, please greet them. Hello, hi, whatever you're telling. Have a smile on your face. Might be your enemy. Have you always smile on your hair? That is positive emotions. Stephen says that for every 100 deposit, there is only one withdrawal. So always try that we can deposit positive emotions It's a very nice story on this, that there was one boatman and there was one scholar. Might be that scholar is from you only, one of the scholar. So the boatman and that scholar both were friend in the childhood. But the boatman was from the village and the scholar went to the America for the higher studies. And he became like he got success. So when once he came back to India to meet his fellow friend, so he came to see. So boatman told, come, we'll go together. So that scholar was sitting in his boat and they both were going. Scholar told that, you know how this sky and these all stars are working, what all they're doing, you know what is gravitational force, everything, so many things he asked. So that boatman said, no sir, I don't know. आपका 25% लाइफ खराब हो गया. Who told? Scholar. आपका 25% लाइफ बर्बाद है. After some time, again he told, you know what is this astrology? You know what is that? So many things. Again some questions he asked. Again that boatman told, no sir, I don't know. आपका 50% जिंदगी बर्बाद है. Again, this is the third time. Again he asked something. Can you explain about these small things? And he became very angry, the boatman. He told, I don't know. You went to America, you study well. How I know all these things? I don't know. He told, आपका 75% life बर्बाद है. And meanwhile, after some time, there was heavy rain. And after that, the heavy rain, boat डूब गया. As soon as it happens, boatman was there. He's calling that person, my dear friend, come, I'll save you. No, he says, no, I'll try. So that boatman asked, you know swimming? He don't know, sir. आपका 100% लाइफ खराब हो गया, बर्बाद हो गया, पूरा जिंदगी बर्बाद है आपका. Because you don't know swimming. आपने बहुत कुछ कर लिया. You know everything. You study very well. आर्किटेक्चर आपने 5 साल बर्बाद करे. मगर अगर आपको मैं पूछूं कि इसका आंसर क्या है, अगर आप नहीं बता पाए तो आपने क्या किया? So now all sitting is very important that we are spending our time here. Always like sit straight, smile on your face. All are sleeping, all are dozing now. वो चेयर पे ऐसे बैठे वो कब नीचे चले गए सारे. किसी का फेस नहीं दिख रहा मुझे यहाँ से, क्योंकि सब लोग क्या है नीचे चले गए. धीरे धीरे वो नीचे चले जाएंगे सारे. All can try, all you can sit straight is very important. Sit straight. Yes. All straight. Yes. Now I can able to see कि यहाँ पे कोई बैठा है. मुझे लग रहा है खाली चेयर लगी है. So what is learning? That we are in life, we are learning so many things. We are doing so many things. But end of the life, if we don't know about the purpose of our life, we are not inquiring about ourselves, that who we are and why I'm suffering this material world. Krishna says that why there are poor and there are richer, rich people. Why so? Why there is a discrimination between these two? That only Krishna says in the 13th chapter. Karanam guna sangasya sad asat yonisu, janma yonisu. Janma yonisu. Karanam, what is Karanam? Karanam guna sangasya. Guna means modes of material nature. We all comes in this modes of material nature and we became entangled in this material modes of nature. Sattva guna, rajo guna and tamo guna. We all became tangled in that. We want to come out, but I'm not able to. Everyone in this matter, everyone they here want to come out from problems, but not able to. Why? Because they are not inquiring from a right source. So many inquiry we have. Like a small boy went to one marriage with his father. So he's asking, father, what is this? What is going on here? Father told his marriage is going on here. They both married together. Now they live together. He's asking from father, आपका भी शादी हो गया? He's asking from a small boy, asking from father, आपका भी शादी हो गया? He says, yes. This is also inquiry. Is also inquiry. A childish inquiry. But we should also have same kind of inquiry for ourselves, that who we are. Want to come out from problems, but not able to. In this material world, when this Kali Yuga started, 5,000 years back, Krishna was there in this planet, Dwapar Yuga. After that, Kali Yuga started. Same question Arjuna also asked. Arjuna also inquired from the Krishna, and Parikshit Maharaj also inquired from Sukdev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj, before the Kali Yuga, that what is this Kali Yuga? Please tell me about this Kali Yuga symptoms. So now, it's a very nice story on the Kali Yuga symptoms. There was four Gurukul boys who were studying in a Gurukula. They inquired from Guru that, please tell me that, what is the Kali Yuga symptoms? Can you share me some Kali Yuga symptoms? So Guru says that, I'll give one small activity. And what is this activity? That I'll release 4 arrows in 4 different directions. I'll release 4 arrows in, loudly. Yes, 4 different directions. And you have to go there. You have to bring it back, that arrow. And you can, meanwhile, wherever the arrow will be there you have to see in the surroundings what all things you are observing. You have to observe everything there. So one disciple went. See, first qualification of a disciple is, discipline. If you don't have discipline, then no disciple. You're not qualified to become disciple. First is discipline. You have to learn this discipline. So discipline is that follow the instruction as it is. So he followed, went to the one direction and bring it back, brought back that arrow. And he saw that there was one cow, and cow gave birth to a small baby, calf. And after that, अगर गाय एक छोटे बच्चे को जन्म देती है, उसके बाद क्या करती है? क्या करती है? बच्चे को जन्म देने के बाद में क्या करती है काऊ? Yes, licking the body. So that cow was licking the body of calf continuously. So much so that blood is coming more and more from the body of calf. इतना लिक कर दिया कि उसकी बॉडी से स्किन उतर रही है, जा रही है. Right? That was happening. And he saw, he's so horrible, and he came back to Guru, and he told to Guru that these all things are happening. Second situation, the second arrow, disciple went and brought that back arrow, and he saw that there was one cuckoo bird. क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में कुक्कू बर्ड? कोयल. Huh? Yes, very nice. That all we knows. Srila Prabhupada says that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that those who want to become like animals, Krishna is ready to make them animals. Next life, tomorrow only. So artificially, we all are trying to become animals. So we can try. Krishna will make them animals. Definitely. We want to become cuckoo bird, Krishna will make. This desire. So cuckoo bird, very beautifully she was singing, very beautifully. But that same cuckoo bird was eating a live rabbit. जिंदा खरगोश को खा रही थी. Third arrow. Then disciple went and brought it the third arrow. That he saw that there was 4 well were there. 4 well. and that was over flooded with water. In that 4 well, there was one well in the mid, and that was empty. That was empty. 4 were over flooded with water. So he saw and he came back and shared his guru that this was the situation. Last one, when the disciple went and he saw that the last situation, last arrow was, the disciple went and he saw that so many people are misusing their lives by doing all the activities like animals. So these are the 4 situations, 4 arrows. So now you can all try to give answers for all these 4 situations happening in this material world today also. First situation. What is the first? Cow overlicking the calf. So what is the same similar things are happening in this material world? Over pampering by parents. Over pampering. मेरा बच्चा, मेरा बच्ची. Over pampering, and that is the reason we all became over pampering. Same situation once in Mumbai also, one of the family, they are practicing Krishna consciousness. Every time they are coming to temple and they have one son. They stand very near to IT college. So once they wanted to have that my son can go to very big college, school for a high studies. So they get admission in which school? Dhirubhai Ambani, right? And there we went for the admission. And they somehow, because they don't have money, that COVID time, they got some money and all. So they got admission for a son. Admitted in the school. Very nice, he was doing education. And there, because they're very normal family, middle class. And there the son saw, everyone is coming in BMW, Mercedes, I'm coming in auto rickshaw. So what he started? Comparison. Comparing with each other. And through that comparison, what came? Competition. What is competition? The last one, can you, down, yes. What is competition? Yes. Very bright faces, yes, yellow t-shirt. Yes. What is competition? Anything? What is competition? We all have competition right here. All are sitting 200 people here. So might be you have competition that I want to defeat these all 199 people. I want to become first. It means that your mentality is that I want to kill 199. Your mentality is that I want to kill. Competition means is that only, na? I want to kill because I want to become first. So this is only the education is we have. So there started competition. We should not have competition. Instead of we should have cooperation with each other. Cooperate. If you have cooperation, then only you will get what you want. Second, cuckoo bird was eating rabbit. What is this happening? क्या हो रहा है? Life cycle? No. What is that? Life cycle? No. Anything? What is happening? Cuckoo bird very nicely was singing, and same cuckoo bird was eating live rabbit. What is this? Meaty churi. Change in nature, yes. Huh? Yes. बड़ा बड़ा लोग आएगा, इधर जोर जोर से बोलेगा अच्छे से, और वही सेम ऐसा होता है ना, बड़ा बड़ा स्वामी जी आता है, बोलता अच्छा अच्छा है, वही सेम स्वामी जी जाके बीड़ी पी रहा है ना? Yes, is happening in this material world because people are not able to understand whom to accept, whom to hear. दिखने में बहुत अच्छा है, मगर वही सेम कुछ और ही कर रहा है. It's very difficult to discriminate. Outside we cannot discriminate. Just to wear this cloth, you will not become sadhu. Just wear this cloth, you will not become a gentleman. What is there inside? Heart. Same thing happening in this material world. Not able to judge. People are cheating each other. Big motivational speakers, they're cheating innocent people, souls, because of this reason. Third story. What is the third story? Well, what is that? 4 were overflooded and 1 is empty. What is that? 1 is empty and 4 is overflooded. What is this situation? Huh? Okay. Or? Anything? Rich and poor, yes. South Mumbai. 50-story, 60-story building, down, slum. We can see, life example we can see South Mumbai. Big apartments, down, slum area. Rich becomes richer, poor become poorer. So very nice, important lessons that we can try, follow the principles of scriptures, inquire more and more about ourselves, that who we are, why we are suffering in this material world. Is there any solution for this, my problems? Someone is there to help me so that I can able to come out from these problems. I don't want to enjoy. Everyone want to enjoy. I don't want to enjoy independently of Krishna. Independently. I want to always enjoy with the Lord. That is the enjoyment. The real enjoyment. So like that we can learn so many principles from Bhagavad Gita. I'll not talk more about that. If in future we'll get time, we'll discuss more about the principles. The art of mind control, very important to control our mind, our senses. Every time keep hearing this all news that small young generation, college students, they're committing suicide. Before that, 2 months before, I was to stay very near to IIT college to meet for the counseling of IIT boys. Every time I'm hearing 10 boys से मिलते हैं, 10 में से 9 पागल होते हैं. कितने? 10 में से 9 पागल होते हैं. क्यों होते हैं पागल? वो IIT में पढ़ते हैं ना. क्यों पागल हो गए वो? 10 में से 9 पागल होते हैं. किस सेंस में बोला मैं? टू मच स्टडी, टू मच. इतना पढ़ाई कर लिया है कि पागल हो गए, कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहे. You'll not believe, recently I heard one news, might be also heard, in Mumbai where there is one college. I'll not tell the name of that college. आप जाके पूछेंगे उस कॉलेज में हो रहा है क्या. So in that college, there is very, very big college. In that college, the students need every week, they have to go, it's a compulsory, every week they have to go to psychiatrist, every week. It's compulsory. Why so? क्यों जाना पड़ रहा है साइकियाट्रिस्ट की बात में? बिकॉज प्रॉब्लम्स, सफरिंग. हमेशा कंसल्ट के लिए जाते हैं साइकियाट्रिस्ट के पास में. सो वी वांट दैट दिस सिचुएशन विल नॉट कम इन आवर लाइफ. बिफोर दैट ट्राई, कम आउट फ्रॉम योर कंफर्ट जोन, ask more and more, inquire about ourselves, that who we are, what is the solution for these all problems. And for all of you, that is the reason we have today, if you want to get all these solutions, we have some of the very, very important books outside. If you want, you can take example like Science of Self-Realization, Art of Mind Control, Journey of Self-Discovery. We have so many books based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. If you want, you can take from outside. If you want, you can have more and more questions you can ask when you want for the personal counseling, anything. So I'll end here. A small request, only for 5 minutes. I want that everyone, please stand on your chair and we'll chant only for 21 times a mantra meditation. Very important. All of you can stand. And if you can try, if you can remove your sleepers, that it will be good. Before we are chanting the Lord's name. If you can possible. All of you can fold your hands. Try. You can chant and you can hear the same sound. And try to have that relationship with the Lord. And don't feel that if you belong some religion, other religions, you can chant your name, your God's name. You can chant your Christ's name, you can chant Allah's name, whatever you want. But try to chant and hear the same sound. We'll start. We'll chant Hare Krishna mantra 21 times. All together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and guiding us towards a deeper understanding of spirituality, understanding the priorities of life, and also setting the real life goals. So with this, I would also like to request our principal, sir, Dr. Professor Anandachari, to kindly felicitate the speaker. With this, we would like to conclude the seminars. It was indeed a very special series, isn't it? Enriching, isn't it? Okay, the seminars were not just about the built environment, but also connecting with the mind, body, and soul. Thank you to all our speakers for sharing their thoughts and knowledge. On behalf of the entire team of VESCO, we would like to thank also the trustees for giving us this opportunity and resource for making the seminars possible. Also, we would like to thank our principal, Dr. Professor Anandachari, sir, for his continuous encouragement and engagement with all of us. We would like to thank the entire faculty team, the non-teaching staff members, and the student council team, and all our students. With all this, we come to the conclusion of the seminars.